At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years and #2 among public universities for employability. ASU isn't just ahead of the curve, it's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online, that's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Crime on this Saturday with episodes of the Screen Director's Playhouse, an adaptation of the 1950 motion picture DOA starring Edmund O'Brien reprising his role from the 1950 picture. Also Gerald Mohr in The Adventures of Philip Marlowe and the Gold Cobra, and Richard Diamond Private Detective starring Dick Powell in the Missing Night Watchman. That's all coming up on this Saturday, 21st day of June, 172nd day of the year, and 193 days left. This usually marks the summer solstice, the day of the year with the longest hours of daylight in the northern hemisphere. The U.S. Constitution went into effect on this date in 1788 when New Hampshire became the 9th state to ratify it. 3 civil rights workers, James E. Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, disappeared in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Now, it would be 41 years after the disappearance, Edgar Killian, convicted of their murders while they were missing. This was a typical reaction in the local white community.
Well, I believe it's a big publicity hoax, but if they're dead, I feel like they asked for it. They came here looking for trouble.
Think about how far we've come, folks. Exactly 41 years to the date, on June 21st, 2005, former Ku Klux Klansman Edgar Killian convicted and sentenced to 60 years in prison. Now, it was on this date in 1982 John Hinckley found not guilty by reason of insanity for the attempted murder of President Reagan.
The courtroom was charged with emotion as Judge Parker began to read the verdict. Count number 1, not guilty by reason of insanity. A look of wonder came to the faces of John Hinckley's parents. That's the count charging him with attempting to kill the President of the United States. As Judge Parker continued to read, though, they turned, grabbed, and hugged each other, tears streaming down their faces. John watched, facing the jury, shaking his head in disbelief, near the end, wiping a tear from his eye.
6 months or a year or a decade from now, we do not want to look back and see an even longer litany of cases where criminals committed the gravest of offenses and then eluded justice because of fatal flaws in the law.
Attorney General William French Smith. As a consequence, Congress and a number of states revised laws governing when the insanity defense may be used by the defendant in a criminal prosecution. A blessed event at St. Mary's Hospital in London on this date in 1982.
Oyez! 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 Her Royal Highness, the Princess of Wales, Diana, has given birth to a baby boy. God save the Queen!
The boy who was named William, next in line to the British throne after his father, King Charles, and some believe it may be sooner rather than later, as the king is suffering from cancer. In 1989, the Supreme Court ruled in Texas versus Johnson, flag burning protected speech under the Constitution.
What I attribute the victory to is that millions and millions of people in this country were debating and arguing, and many people were outraged.
Gregory Johnson, whose flag-burning exploits 5 years earlier in Dallas, brought the case to court. 2004, Michael Melville piloted the first privately developed spacecraft, Spaceship One, into space. It was on this date in 2013 the Food Network said it was dropping celebrity chef and television host Paula Deen for her admission of having used racial slurs in the past, just an hour after she issued an online apology.
I want to apologize to everybody for the wrong that I've done.
I mean, heck, Dean at least fessed up to it. A lot of folks wouldn't. Those passing away on this date in history of note include conductor-composer Bert Kempert, the man who founded the Chef Boyardee food label, Hector Boyardee. Yes, there really was a Chef Boyardee. Singer June Christie and Archie Bunker, Carol O'Connor, all passing away on this date in history. Looking to birthdays, we see cartoonist Al Hirschfeld's wonderful caricaturist. Jean-Paul Sartre, born on this date, the philosopher, writer, and Nobel Prize laureate, who, by the way, he declined his Nobel Prize. Also, dancer, choreographer Gower Champion, actress Judy Holliday, actress Jane Russell, and actress Maureen Stapleton. The wonderful singer O.C. Smith, who sang about them little green apples. And from SCTV, Joe Flaherty, who passed away this last year at the age of 82. All those folks born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
The man who wrote the original Mission Impossible theme, Argentinian pianist Lalo Schifrin, 93 years old today. Fine actress did all those Polaroid commercial with James Garner. You know, they did such a good job in the commercials, everybody thought they were married, but they weren't. Mariette Hartley, 85 years old today. Two of the stars from Family Ties, and they were husband and wife in the show. Meredith Baxter and Michael Gross both turned 78 today. Rock guitarist Niles Lofgren is 74. Country's Kathy Mattea is 66. He was the governor in Walking Dead. David Morrissey is 61. Actress Juliette Lewis is 52. Erica Durant, she was Lois Lane on Smallville, is 47 years old today. Parks and Recreation and Guardians of the Galaxy actor Chris Pratt, 46.
Who are you?
Star-Lord.
Who?
Well, Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
Legendary outlaw, my Aunt Petunia. From Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt, 46 today. We mentioned Prince William, born on this date. He is now 43 years of age. Singer Lana Del Rey, 40 years old. And her biggest hit was Friday. And a lot of people just hated on that song. She did a good job, I thought. Rebecca Black, 28 years old today. Well, and you got to consider the genre. You really do. Those are just a few of the people celebrating the 21st day of June as their birthday. If this is your birthday...
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say... Happy birthday to you!
An hour-long episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse, their production of DOA, starring Edmund O'Brien. This goes back, how many years is it? It's 74 years. June 21st, 1951. That's next here on this Saturday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You can help children, old folks, the sick, and the aged. You can help destroy juvenile delinquency. You can make your town a healthier place in which to live. You can do all this with just one gift, a contribution to your community chest. 4 out of 10 families in community chest areas benefit directly from the services you help to support. The other families benefit indirectly by better community living conditions. So make your town a better place to live. Give generously to your community chest.
Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We continue now with an episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse and the first portion of DOA Starring Edmund O'Brien, reprising his role from the 1950 motion picture. Broadcast on this date 74 years ago today, June 21st, 1951.
Screen Directors Playhouse, star Edmund O'Brien, production DOA, director Rudolph Mattei. This is the Screen Directors Playhouse, one of the weekly features on NBC's All-Star Festival of Comedy, Music, Mystery, and Drama. Brought to you by the makers of Anacin for fast relief from the pain of headache, neuritis, and neuralgia. By RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, first in television. And by Chesterfield, always milder, better tasting, cooler smoking, plus no unpleasant aftertaste. And that's the biggest plus in cigarette history. Tonight, the Screen Directors Playhouse is pleased to present for the first time on the air a dramatic study in human conflicts. Our story is DOA, and our stars Edmund O'Brien with Peggy Castle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Edmund O'Brien.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A little personal background about DOA, the production we are dramatizing tonight. To me, it possesses one of the finest and most original stories presented on the screen. I can honestly say that I accepted this assignment before I was through reading the script. I hope you will enjoy listening to this hour of intrigue as much as I enjoyed making it.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. And now, before we present the first act, here's a word from the makers of Anacin. If you suffer from the pains of headaches, neuritis, or neuralgia, you should discover what many thousands have known for years, that Anacin brings you incredibly fast, effective relief. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Probably at some time you have received an envelope containing Anacin tablets from your physician or dentist. Thousands of people have been introduced to Anacin this way. Try Anacin yourself the next time you suffer from the pains of a headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. You'll be delighted at how quickly relief can come. Anacin is spelled Anacin. Your druggist has Anacin in handy boxes of 12 and 30 tablets, and economical family-sized bottles of 50 and 100 for your medicine cabinet. Ask for Anacin today. Now, the first act of the Screen Directors Playhouse presentation of DOA, starring Edmund O'Brien in his original role of Frank Bigelow, with Peggy Castle as Paula. Shattering the unusual midnight quiet of Spring Street in Los Angeles were the footsteps of a lone figure. Fatigued footsteps, climbing the mountain of stairs leading to the police department. As the inevitable green lights cast their rays in the darkness, outlined was the figure of a young man suddenly grown old. His face haggard, worn, unshaven. Then, as if the effort were superhuman, he opened the door of an office marked Homicide.
What's on your mind, Bud? I want to see the man in charge.
Oh, in here.
Captain,
Well, what can I do for you?
I want to report a murder.
Sit down.
Where was this murder committed? San Francisco. Last night.
Who was murdered?
I was.
Hand me that file, O'Banion.
I don't have much time, Captain. Do you want to hear me out or don't you?
Your name Bigelow? Frank Bigelow?
Yeah, how'd you know?
O'Banion answered the San Francisco APB. Sent it direct to Captain Moss at Homicide. Tell him we have Frank Bigelow.
Yes, sir.
Take care for a drink, Bigelow? You look beat.
No, I haven't the time.
Okay. Tell it any way you like.
I live in Banning, on the way to Palm Springs. I'm a CPA, certified public accountant. Well, a couple of days ago, I decided I needed a vacation to make up my mind whether or not I'd marry my secretary, Paula, and San Francisco was my selection. Paula and I were having a drink at a bar when I broke the news.
I want to go with you, Frank.
Now, look, Paula, I'm just going on a little vacation. I told you that.
Well, you want to go without me, don't you?
I'd only be gone a week.
I suppose you just made up your mind to take this little vacation at 9 o'clock this morning.
Now, don't be like that, Paula.
Don't be like what? You just drop a little announcement that you're going away. Not tomorrow or next week or next month, but today. No explanations, nothing. And I'm supposed to swallow the excuse that you need a little vacation.
I just feel that I've got to get away from this town for a few days, that's all.
Get away from this town or get away from me?
Oh, I wish you'd try to understand, Paula.
How can you ask me to understand anything like this? No, I'm sorry, but I don't understand. Go to San Francisco. But don't expect me to be waiting for you when you get back. I'm leaving right now.
Paula, please, turn around. Look at me.
Why do you hurt me like this, Frank?
I don't want to hurt you ever. You know that.
Then why don't you be honest with me? As honest as I am with you. Do you have to go?
I have to go, Paula. I know what I'm doing.
All right, go. Go anywhere you like. You can go to blazes for all I care.
Paula.
Yes, I know. I'm being foolish.
Come on now. Give us a little kiss, huh?
I know what's going on inside of you, Frank. You're just like any other man, only a little more so. You have a feeling of being trapped, hemmed in, and you don't know whether or not you like it.
Then surely you can understand why I need this week away, Paula, for your good as well as mine.
Yeah. I thought by now we'd be married.
I want to be honest with you. I care for you too much not to be honest with you. I'm as concerned about your happiness as much as I am for my own, even more so.
Oh, I know you had one bad experience. Frank, I know all about it. Let's not go through that again.
But, Paula, you don't know what it can do to two people. And the woman always seems to get hurt more than the man. I don't want you to get hurt, darling, more than anything else in the world. I don't want you to get hurt. Come on now. Drink up.
Sure. You know, I'd be lying if I said that I liked it. But I'm convinced deep inside of me that you must go.
The hotel in San Francisco was hopping the night I arrived. My door was open, and across the hall, a party was in progress. From where I sat, I caught a glimpse of a beautiful blonde babe doing the rumba and giving me the eye at the same time. Meanwhile, I was returning a rush call from Paula in Banning. Paula?
Oh, hello, Frank. How was the trip?
Fine, just fine.
Having a miserable time, I hope.
I can't tell yet. I just got in.
What was that?
Oh, it's market week. Place is crawling with traveling salesmen. Why the rush call?
Oh, yes. Did a Mr. Phillips phone you? Eugene Phillips of Los Angeles.
No.
Well, he will. Phoned the office 3 times today. Said he wanted to get in touch with you immediately. To use his exact words, it's most urgent and imperative that he reach you at once.
What did he want?
Well, I don't know. But he sounded deep, dark, and mysterious. I'm quite agitated about something.
Phillips, have we ever done any business with him?
Not unless you've been keeping it a secret from me. I looked through all the accounts.
Well, why did you tell him where to reach me? I'm supposed to be on a vacation.
So you told me. And so I told him, dear heart, but the gentleman didn't seem to respect your temperamental moods the way I do. He was very insistent that he speak to you before it's too late, as he put it.
Well, you take care of it. Tell him I have changed my plans and you don't know where I can be reached.
He won't talk to me.
Well, call him back. If it's as important as he says, he'll talk to you. If not, he can just wait until I get home.
My, aren't we adamant this evening? All right, shall do. And, Frank.
Yeah?
I I don't quite know how to say this.
Say what?
Well, what I want to say is there's nothing you can do that you ever have to feel guilty about.
Sure. Thanks, Paula. I'll call you tomorrow.
Oh, say, friend, I'm awful sorry to bother you. Will you mind if I use your telephone?
Oh, go right ahead.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much. I'm right across the hall. One of the boys used my phone. Been on it half an hour.
Really?
Yeah, I just want to call downstairs.
Oh, that's all right. Go ahead.
Room service, please. Things sure pick up last few days, and then you write up much business?
No, I'm not here on business.
Hello, room service. Sam Haskell, room 617. That's all right. Would you send up 3 more bottles of scotch, huh? Some ice, please. Thank you. Thank you. You here alone, friend?
Yes, I just got into town.
Oh, sir, why don't you join us for a drink, huh?
No, thanks. I don't want to barge in on your party.
Oh, that's nonsense. It's not a party, just a few of the boys entertaining some buyers. Come on in. Come on.
Well...
Come on.
Well, all right, if you're sure I'm not intruding.
Certainly. Glad to have you. I know just how it is to be alone in a strange city.
Say, that blonde doing the rumba. It's my type.
Sorry, friend. My wife.
She may have been Sam's wife, but that isn't the way she behaved after a few drinks. The hotel room became a little too confining, so the party adjourned to a nightclub featuring the fisherman, Crown Prince of Jive. Why I went along, I still don't know. I don't like other men's wives, but Sue didn't believe me, and her husband Sam was stabbing me with looks, so I made for the bar.
Stay with it, fisherman. Get it, fisherman.
Ah, blow up a stall, man.
Oh.
Yeah, write it out. Don't bug me. I'm being enlightened. I got eyes.
Ooh, really cool.
Say, bartender.
Yeah, what'll it be?
Scotch, short water, no ice.
Coming up. Ah, write it, Dad, write it!
Nice, quiet place.
Yeah, wait till it hits the pitch in about an hour. They really wash a moldy fig.
A what?
Moldy fig. Yeah, 6 bits.
Yeah, thanks. Keep the change.
Cool, really cool.
Say, who's that glamour girl at the end of the bar?
One of the chicks that roosts regular. She's bop-gone, George.
Huh?
Oh, you ain't hip. Bop-gone means she's gone for this stuff. You know, just between you and me, I don't get it. But I gotta listen to it. I got eyes!
What's the matter with him?
He's flipped. He's tipping his topper. Come down, Jack. Don't bug me, boy.
Well, that glamour girl's giving me the eye. She alone?
Oh, sure. Real society. Always comes in alone. Drives a big convertible, wears a mink coat, and knows everybody, but she always comes alone.
Ah, that's all I wanted to know. Pardon me.
I'm set! Man, I'm set!
I know you sent, brother. Just let me get past.
Don't bend the fan! I'm getting it light and light! Turn on the light!
Well, hello.
Dig that, fisherman. That's really silk, isn't it?
Can I buy you a drink?
Oh, sure, thanks. Leo, give me a blast.
I left my blast up at the end of the bar, Leo.
Coming up.
I've never seen you here before.
I've never been here before.
Here's your scotch, mister, and a stinger for the lady.
Thanks. Well, drink up.
I guess we better jive and lots more drives.
Say, Leo, this isn't my drink. Mine is scotch.
Oh, sure it is. You saw me pour it.
Oh, come on now. Bottoms up.
Okay. This is crummy stuff. Give me a fresh one, Leo.
Anything you say.
Oh, just feel those vibrations. Man. Hey, you don't get your kicks out of this, do you?
Well, I hate to admit it, but I don't.
Then why do you stay here?
I haven't any place else to go.
Oh, I know, baby. You're lonely in a big city. You don't have to go into a routine with me. I like good company, too.
Look, do me a favor, will you? There's a girl coming over here. I don't want any part of her or her husband. How about going some other place, huh?
Let me think about it.
Think fast, will you? She's almost here.
Why don't you meet me later?
All right, where?
Well, call me at this number later. It's my next stop. I got a band there that'll really send you.
Okay, let me think about it. I ducked out of the club and headed for my hotel room. When I arrived, I found a basket of flowers waiting for me. Attached to it was a note from Paula. I'll keep a light burning in the windows. Sweet dreams. So I tore up the glamour girl's number and I went to bed. funny how conscience can ruin a good thing. I dreamt that night that Paula and I were married, as happily as any two lovers could be. The world was ours. I vowed then and there that in the morning I was going back home and beg Paula to marry me. But that never happened, because I was murdered.
And now, here's a word from RCA Victor. Now you're assured of top performance year after year from your RCA Victor television receiver. Now you can buy the RCA Victor factory service contract for expert installation and maintenance. And it's practical, reliable. You can depend on it to keep your RCA Victor receiver in perfect shape. And here's why. You get installation with built-in antenna, expert prompt service by RCA's own technicians, replacement of any part or tube, including the picture tube, for 1 full year. Unlimited service for the first 90 days. And then service at $5.95 per call for the balance of the year. So make up your mind to buy RCA Victor television. And make it a point to see the superb Hillsdale, a magnificent new television console. And buy the RCA Victor factory service contract when you buy the Hillsdale.
And that's the first part of the Screen Directors Playhouse production of DOA, starring Edmund O'Brien, from 74 years ago, June 21st, 1951, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll continue with the second part in just a moment.
Did you know that for only $10 you can supplement the food rations of a family of 4 for a whole month? Just send that $10 to CARE, spelled C-A-R-E, New York. CARE guarantees delivery of its packages to 11 different countries in Europe, as well as to India, Israel, and Japan. Don't forget to include your name and address and the name and address of the family you want to receive the CARE package, because CARE is a person-to-person, international goodwill service.
How appropriate that that's also from 1951. Now we go back to the Screen Directors Playhouse production of DOA, starring Edmund O'Brien, from the original motion picture that was broadcast in shown in theaters in 1950. 74 years ago today, June 21st, 1951.
We continue with the second act of DOA, starring Edmund O'Brien with Peggy Castle.
All through that night, I tossed fitfully. I couldn't sleep. My body began to ache. Pains began shooting through my head. My stomach felt as if it were on fire. In the morning, I tried to reason with myself that I'd had too many drinks. But that wasn't true. At breakfast, I couldn't stand the sight of food. Then the pain in my stomach returned. Only this time, the muscles contracted, and I could barely move. So I went to see a doctor who examined me and took a set of x-rays.
You're not married, are you, Bigelow?
That's right.
Do you have any family, relatives, anyone in San Francisco?
No one. I don't know a soul in San Francisco.
Well, where is your home?
Why all the questions? What's this all about?
You must steel yourself for a shock, Mr. Bigelow.
Oh, what is it? What are you trying to tell me?
The test reveals a luminous toxic matter in your body.
What is that exactly?
It's a deadly poison that attacks the vital organs.
Deadly poison?
I have no alternative but to tell you this. Your system has absorbed sufficient toxin to be fatal.
What are you saying?
Now, please understand, this is difficult for me, too, Mr. Bigelow. I can realize what you're undergoing. I wish there was something I could do for you. But unfortunately, I can do nothing. There's nothing anyone can do. This is one of the few poisons of its type for which there is no antidote.
How long do you think I have?
You don't have very long, Mr. Bigelow.
How long?
A day, a week, 2 weeks at the outside. It's hard to say exactly.
It's impossible. I don't believe it. I don't believe a word you've been telling me. You've made a mistake. It could be a mistake. It could be a mistake, couldn't it? Answer me.
There's been no mistake, Mr. Bigelow.
Do you realize what you're saying? You're telling me that I'm dead. Do you think you can explain away my life in just a few words? I don't even know who you are. Why should I believe you?
Please try to be calm, Mr. Bigelow. I want to offer every assistance I possibly can.
Assistance? Who wants your assistance? Who wants anything from you? I think you're crazy. You're nothing but a fake. That's what you are. A phony. I'm going to see another doctor. Do I have luminous poisoning, Dr. McDonald?
Yeah. You've got it all right. Your system has already absorbed it.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely certain? Couldn't you be mistaken?
Here, I'll show you. Let me put the light out and darken the room. There it is. The toxin is actually luminous in the dark. No, there's no doubt about it, Bigelow.
I don't feel very sick. My stomach is just a little upset. Maybe it's not as bad as you think.
That's characteristic. With a heavy jolt, you go suddenly in a matter of hours. But if the stuff is taken in a lesser quantity, you'll last a while, and then...
And then? Give it to me straight, Doctor.
A number of things are involved. The systemic condition of the individual, the amount consumed, exertion.
Yes?
You won't feel too bad for a while. Then it'll happen suddenly. A day, 2 days, a week at the most.
A day? 2 days?
There's nothing that can be done now. If it had been caught in time, your stomach could have been washed out. But you've had it in you for some time now. At least 12 hours, haven't you, Bigelow?
I don't know.
You don't know? Don't you know how you got it?
No.
And this was no accident. Somebody knew how to handle this stuff. That wax is tasteless, odorless. And from the alcoholic content of your body, you must have gotten it in liquor.
I was drinking last night.
I'll arrange for your admission to the hospital immediately. Of course, I'll have to notify the police. This is a case for homicide.
Homicide?
I don't think you fully understand, Bigelow. You've been murdered.
Bigelow! Where are you going? Bigelow, come back! I couldn't wait. In a frenzy, I ran down the hall and into the street. I ran wildly down the street, trying to outrun my fears and the terrible realization that someone hated me enough to murder me. Without direction or destination, I ran blindly through the streets until, exhausted and spent, I stopped at a newsstand to gasp. The magazine banners swam at me, mocking, ironic, implacable. Life. Life. I was surrounded by it, but not a part of it. And I knew then that I'd spend the little time left in finding the man who had murdered me. With whom had I had a drink? The glamour girl at the fisherman's? No, I'd torn up her address. No, someone had switched my drink while I was talking to her, but who? Sam, the traveling salesman. But was he jealous enough to kill? I hammered on his door, but he was gone, checked out. Then my own telephone rang. Hello?
Please, Mr. Bigelow. My eardrum.
Oh. Hello, Paula.
Your enthusiasm overwhelms me. Why didn't you phone me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to, Paula. I've been busy.
Visiting the museums, no doubt. What's happening out there that's exciting or different?
Nothing. Not a thing.
I'll bet you wish you'd never gone. But you're too stubborn to admit it.
Sure.
You know, if you'd like me to come up, I can pack a toothbrush and leave right away.
No.
Well, you don't have to snap my head off. You could at least make a pretense of missing me.
Of course I miss you. But I just don't feel like talking about it right now. I'll call you later, Paula.
Don't strain yourself.
Don't be angry.
You phone me sometime when you feel more like talking. And by the way, I call that Mr. Phillips back.
Philip?
Yes, you know, the man who tried to reach you. Well, I'm afraid you'll never know why it was so important that he speak to you. His office said he died yesterday.
Died? When?
Yesterday. So you won't have to bother your little head about him anymore. You can just go ahead and have fun.
Paula, what did he die from?
How would I know, Frank? I suppose he died from whatever people usually die from. What are you getting so excited about? You said you didn't even know.
Where's his office located?
Well, what's the difference? You can't talk to him now. I told you the man...
Paula, will you stop talking so much and give me the man's address?
Oh, all right. It's the Phillips Importing and Exporting Company, Bradbury Building.
That's Los Angeles?
Say, this really is a switch. How come you're so interested all of a sudden?
If you want to reach me, I'll be in Los Angeles, the Lancashire Hotel.
Are you out of your mind?
I've got to hurry, Paula. You were Mr. Phillips' secretary, Miss Foster. Did he have a partner, manager, anyone I could speak to?
What is it in regard to?
It's an urgent matter.
Well, perhaps Mr. Halliday can help you. This way, please.
Oh, who's Halliday?
He's our comptroller. Mr. Bigelow to see you.
Oh, come right in. Oh, Mr. Halliday, Mr. Phillips phoned my office yesterday. I've come to find out what it's all about.
You know that Mr. Phillips died yesterday?
Yes.
I don't quite understand. If he phoned you, certainly must have told you what it was all about.
He didn't talk to me. I wasn't at my office when he called, and he wouldn't tell my secretary.
I'm afraid I can't be of much help, Mr. Bigelow. I've no idea why Mr. Phillips tried to reach you. I'm sorry you had to make this trip for nothing.
Huh? How did you know I made a trip? I didn't say anything about a trip. I merely said that he called my office. My office could be here in Los Angeles.
Miss Foster.
Yes?
Didn't you mention something yesterday about Mr. Phillips speaking to Mr. Bigelow in San Francisco?
I said that he had phoned Mr. Bigelow's office in Banning, but that Mr. Bigelow is in San Francisco. I'm sorry if you misunderstood me.
Do you know why Mr. Phillips called?
No, I don't.
All right. Thank you, Miss Foster. Now, Mr. Bigelow, you can readily understand that we've been somewhat upset around here. Mr. Phillips' sudden death was quite a shock. Now, if you don't mind.
Did Phillips have a family, a wife? Anyone who might be able to help me?
Now, see here, Bigelow. You can't intrude on people at a time like this just to satisfy some curiosity.
This isn't just some curiosity, Halliday.
Then I suggest you wait a week or so.
I can't wait.
I'm afraid you'll have to.
Well, I guess I can get my information out of a city directory.
You're a pretty aggressive fellow, Bigelow. Are you quite sure that this is as important as you make it appear to be?
It's important.
Mrs. Phillips lives at the Sunset Arms Apartments.
Thank you.
I needn't tell you that Mrs. Phillips is under a strain. I suppose you're capable of using a little more tact with her than you've demonstrated with me.
Sure. Oh, by the way, what was the cause of Phillips' death?
Suicide. He leaped from the window of his apartment.
Come in, Mr. Bigelow.
How'd you know my name?
I'm Stanley Phillips, Eugene's brother. Halliday phoned you were coming. This is my sister-in-law, Mrs. Phillips.
How do you do?
How do you do? I'll try to be as brief as possible, Mrs. Phillips.
I'm afraid I can't be of any help to you, Mr. Bigelow. I haven't the slightest idea why my husband wanted to speak to you.
I see. Well, I guess Halliday covered about everything. Mrs. Phillips, did your husband ever mention anything to you about me? Anything at all?
No. I don't recall Eugene ever having mentioned your name.
Look, I know that this is none of my business, but it could be of vital importance to me. Why did your husband commit suicide?
How dare you? How dare you?
You're not exactly the most diplomatic person in the world, are you, Bigelow? Let me walk you to the elevator. Were you a friend of my brother's?
I never met him.
My brother was in a jam. Pretty bad jam. He was arrested 2 days ago.
What?
Yes. He sold some iridium to a dealer by the name of Majak. It's a rare metal, very costly. Anyway, the iridium turned out to be stolen. My brother faced a stiff prison term.
Men have committed suicide for less.
Yes, I know. That's how the police felt about it. What puzzles me, though, is this crooked deal. Knowing my brother, you'd hardly say he was the type of man who'd be mixed up in anything like that, would you?
I said that I didn't know him.
That's right, so you did. I forgot. Now, what's it all got to do with you, Bigelow?
I don't know.
Oh, Bigelow, let's come clean with each other, huh? Surely you must have some idea, some inkling why my brother was so desperate to contact you?
Not the least idea.
That's very odd. If you don't have any idea, then how could it be of such vital importance to you?
You seem to know all the other answers, Phillips. Maybe you know the answer to that one yourself.
Now, here's a tip for discriminating smokers.
Science discovered it. You can prove it. No unpleasant aftertaste when you smoke Chesterfields, the biggest plus in cigarette history. Science discovered this fact. Of all cigarettes tested, Chesterfield, and only Chesterfield, leaves no unpleasant aftertaste. You can prove it. Smoke a pack of Chesterfields. They're always milder, better tasting, cooler smoking. And Chesterfield is the cigarette that leaves no unpleasant aftertaste. That's the biggest plus in cigarette history. Science discovered it. You can prove it. Buy Chesterfields today.
You are listening to the Screen Director's Playhouse, one of the weekly features on NBC's All-Star Festival, brought to you by the makers of Anacin for fast relief from the pain of headache, neuritis, and neuralgia, by RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, first in television, and by Chesterfield, always milder, better tasting, cooler smoking, plus no unpleasant aftertaste. And that's the biggest plus in cigarette history. The Screen Director's Playhouse presentation of DOA starring Edmund O'Brien with Peggy Castle will continue in just a moment after a brief pause for station identification.
We'll wrap up DOA and give you a look at some of the headlines of the day from that Thursday, June 21st, 1951, in just a moment here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
This is Peter Halas. As senior editor of the Hungarian desk at Radio Free Europe, I write and edit material destined for an audience still living behind barbed wire. I know those people, for I was one of them. I escaped to freedom in 1956, but there are millions still in captivity. Radio Free Europe keeps them in touch with the world outside. Keep RFE on the air with contributions to Crusade for Freedom.
Some of the headlines on this date 70 years ago, Thursday, June 21st, 1951. Iran, spurning last-minute efforts at mediation yesterday, issued orders setting up her complete operational control of the Anglo-Iranian oil company's operations. Britain abruptly recalled her peace mission empty-handed, with a warning she will protect the lives of Britons if necessary. General Douglas MacArthur accused President Truman yesterday of silencing key witnesses and thus clouding the full facts in the controversy over MacArthur's dismissal as Supreme Commander in the Far East. In other news, the House Banking Committee tentatively approved a one-year extension of wage, price, and rent curbs yesterday after authorizing landlords to raise rents 20% above June 30th, 1947 levels. House bill, like a similar Senate group measure, denies President Truman many added powers he sought to strengthen the administration's anti-inflation program. House expected to start consideration of its new $7.2 billion tax increase bill. The chamber yesterday rebuffed a Republican-led drive to permit unlimited amendments to the controversial measure. From the lines in Korea, relentless Allied pressure folded back the eastern end of the communist defense line, while in the air 4 days of combat cost the enemy 24 planes destroyed or damaged. House yesterday voted cost of living boosts in veterans' pensions and disability payments. Black markets the world over took a shock yesterday when the U.S. called in for redemption, perhaps $150 million worth of script currency printed for use in its occupation and defense personnel abroad. A new issue of the script issued to legal holders of the old. Change planned to wipe out counterfeit and curb black markets. In Germany, $10 script bills were hawked for 12 cents in German money. President Truman yesterday named Gordon Gray president of the University of North Carolina and former Secretary of the Army as director of a new special strategic board to direct the Cold War board elements, and members of that board would include James E. Webb, Undersecretary of State, Robert A. Lovett, the Deputy Secretary of Defense, and Lieutenant General Walter Bedell Smith. And that's a quick look at the news from this date. 74 years ago, Thursday, June 21st, 1951. Let's get to the conclusion now of the Screen Directors Playhouse production of DOA.
This is the Screen Directors Playhouse. We continue with the third act of DOA, starring Edmund O'Brien in his original role of Frank Bigelow, with Peggy Castle as Paula.
Ever imagine yourself in a plane about to crash? Ever feel the cold steel of a gun pressed against your brain? Ever hear a doctor tell you you're going to die? Suddenly, momentarily, a day, 2 days, a week at the most? Why did it have to happen to me? Why was I murdered? Why was I sitting here in my hotel room, waiting for the sands of time to run out? Hello?
Well, Sinbad, I just about given you up for lost. Now, do you mind telling me why you rushed down to Los Angeles?
I can't explain now, Paula. It's much too involved.
What's going on, Frank? You don't even sound like yourself.
I'm just a little tired, but I'm glad you called, Paula. I miss you.
Oh, Frank, I can't tell you how good it is to hear you say that. Here I was worrying that I'd lost my charm. When are you coming home, Frank?
I'll be home soon.
I'll go right out and get a permanent, so I'll be pretty when you see me. Hey, guess what? I found Philip's name in your notarial ledger.
Notarial ledger?
Of all places. I remember now, I made the entry myself. You had notarized the paper one morning before I came to work.
What kind of a paper?
A bill of sale for a George Reynolds. It was made out to Eugene Phillips of Los Angeles. So you see, I was right. We hadn't done any business with Phillips. Only indirectly.
Paula, what was the bill of sale for?
A shipment of iridium, whatever that is.
Iridium? Did you say iridium?
Exactly. You mentioned at the time that this fellow Reynolds had made some kind of deal in Palm Springs the night before, and then he stopped in your office early in the morning on his way north to have it notarized, and...
Wait a minute. George Reynolds. That was about 6 months ago, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Goodbye, Paula, and thanks.
Hey, where are you going?
To rent a car and call on a widow. I've got to talk to you, Mrs. Phillips.
You please go away. I want to be left alone.
Please, I found out why your husband wanted me. It was in connection with a bill of sale.
Come in.
What do you know about George Reynolds?
George Reynolds? Why, that's the man my husband claimed sold him the iridium.
And what did Reynolds claim?
Reynolds disappeared. About 2 months ago, my husband grew suspicious that something was wrong. Since then, he tried in every way to locate Reynolds, but he could find no trace of him.
I don't get it. Mr. Phillips could have proved the legitimacy of the transaction by showing the bill of sale he got from Reynolds.
Then there was a bill of sale.
That's right.
My husband swore there was. But at the time of his arrest, he couldn't find it. It was mysteriously missing.
Then if Mr. Phillips did have proof, George Reynolds would have faced the prison term.
Eugene was convinced Reynolds had stolen the bill of sale. He was the only one who had reason to eliminate any evidence of the transaction.
What do you mean, eliminate any evidence?
Why, the bill of sale, the canceled check. My husband could show no proof of his innocence.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Phillips. Thanks a lot. You've been very helpful. A lot more helpful than you were on my first visit.
If you'd only come sooner, Mr. Bigelow. My husband might be alive today.
Yes, I know. But what puzzles me, Mrs. Phillips, is that you haven't even asked me how I knew there was a bill of sale.
Mr. Halliday isn't in, Mr. Bigelow. He should be back shortly.
I think you're the one who can help me, Miss Foster. Phillips tried to reach someone else before he called me, didn't he?
Why don't you ask Mr. Halliday?
Obviously, Halliday wasn't here yesterday, or he wouldn't have had to learn from you that Phillips called me, and you're the logical person to know who else Phillips called.
I don't believe that's any of your business, Mr. Bigelow.
Don't think you're revealing anything confidential, Miss Foster. I know that he was trying to reach someone else. Mrs. Phillips told me.
You're bluffing, Mr. Bigelow. I don't know what you're after, but you're trying to trick me. Mrs. Phillips didn't tell you a thing.
How do you know that?
Well, Mrs. Phillips knows nothing about it.
She doesn't? Why wouldn't she know about it? Wait a minute. I was talking about George Reynolds. Who did you think I meant? Just who is it that Mrs. Phillips doesn't know about?
I told you before, it's none of your business. And take your hands off me.
All right, I'm going to give it to you straight. The way things add up to me, Phillips was murdered.
Murdered? I don't believe you. You're lying.
He called me because he needed me to clear him. Phillips was innocent, and innocent men don't have to jump out of windows. Just who are you trying to protect, Miss Foster? Why are you so afraid to tell the truth?
I'm not protecting anybody.
Now, listen to me. This thing is going to explode wide open. If you don't have anything to worry about, why don't you talk? Or maybe you are mixed up in it.
Oh, no.
Come on.
Mr. Phillips called Marla Rakubian. He went to see her yesterday morning.
Who is Marla Rakubian?
She's a model. She and Mr. Phillips were once quite friendly, but he hadn't been seeing her for some time. For the last couple of months, he'd been trying to locate her and finally learned where she lived yesterday. When he returned from seeing her, he was terribly upset and excited. That was when he had me put through the calls for you. When he couldn't reach you, we went home. That was the last time that I saw him alive.
Give me Marla Rakubian's address.
445 South Weatherly Drive. I don't think that Mr. Phillips realized that I was aware of his friendship with Marla Rakubian. And out of respect to him, I never intended to tell anyone. But I had no idea that she had anything to do with the trouble he was in.
I admire your discretion. You must be pretty friendly with Stanley Phillips, Miss Foster.
What?
Hit home, didn't I? Stanley knew how desperately his brother tried to reach me. Yet he wasn't even here at the time. Now you seem to know all about what happened in Mrs. Phillips' apartment. Miss Rakubian?
Yes. Where are you going?
Inside.
What do you want? Get out of my hotel room or I'll call the police.
Go ahead, call them. That's nice luggage. Taking a trip?
That's right. I'm going away for the weekend.
Well, look what's here on the dresser. Steamship tickets. Sailing for Buenos Aires tomorrow. Oh, quite a weekend.
Give them to me. I'll send you a postcard. Now get out of here.
Who are you going with, George Reynolds?
I never heard of him.
I suppose you've never heard of Eugene Phillips either.
Just who are you? What do you want?
Never mind who I am. Where's Reynolds?
I told you I don't know him. Now, will you get out of here and leave me alone?
What's the matter? Did you forget to pack this picture?
Keep your hands off.
So, you never heard of him. Don't try to tell me that the face in the picture isn't Reynolds, because that's the man who came to my office.
If you think you can scare me, you're crazy.
Look, honey, maybe you could get away with that when Phillips came here yesterday looking for Reynolds. But you're in a different spot now, because after he talked to you, Phillips got pushed out of a 6-story window.
Pushed?
Don't act wide-eyed with me. Your playmate Reynolds murdered Phillips, then went up to San Francisco to get me. Because I could have proved that he sold Phillips that iridium, and the suicide would have blown wide open for investigation. And you're mixed up in it right up to your pretty little neck.
Let go of me. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not mixed up in anything.
I'll decide that. Now, let's open your trunk.
I don't have a key.
I'll break it open if you don't find it in a hurry.
All right. I'll get it. Now throw that picture on the bed and turn around. And keep your hands up.
Okay, sister.
And don't get any ideas, because I'm not afraid to use this. Where do you keep your wallet?
My back pocket.
Lie and I'll blow your head off. Take it out.
Yeah.
Drop it.
Okay.
Frank Bigelow, Lancashire Hotel. That's what I was looking for.
Here's something you're not looking for. Sorry if I stepped on your toes. That's better. Now, where's Reynolds?
I don't know.
Phillips came here yesterday looking for Reynolds, didn't he?
Yes. All I could tell him is what I'm telling you.
I haven't seen him for months.
Hand me that picture. Interesting how mighty careful you are of the picture of a man you haven't seen in months. To Marla, all my love, Ray. What's the Ray stand for?
It was a pet name. Do you mind?
All sounds very cozy, Miss Rakubian. Reynolds steals iridium, sells it to Phillips, then disappears. Phillips is left holding the bag. Without a certain notarized paper, he can't prove his innocence. So the paper conveniently disappears.
Phillips made the deal because he wanted to.
Yeah. I'll bet you weren't above using what it took to convince him that he wanted it.
If I were a man, I'd punch your dirty face in.
You know, I think you would at that. The angrier you get, the more beautiful you get. I'll just take this picture with me. Oh, almost forgot. Here's your ticket, Miss Rakubian. And don't be surprised if I'm at the boat to see you off. From the photographer who took the picture, I learned that George Reynolds was really Raymond Rakubian, Marla's husband. I wanted to talk with her before she left the boat, so I... Hey! Using Marla's gun, I sent a slug through the abandoned warehouse window, driving him back, and I ran across the street. The warehouse was quiet as the death that lurked there. No one was visible. So I inched my way forward and... My heart did nip-ups. He had dropped the barrel from above. I started up the metal catwalk to the shadowy top. My stomach was paining me and my heart bruising my ribs.
In a minute, an hour. With a heavy jolt, you go suddenly. A minute, an hour.
Gasping, I stopped. As I lay on the floor, writhing in pain, I knew that this was it. I was dying. My murderer had left. I had not gotten one glimpse. When I was able to walk, I found a book of matches near the doorway, labeled The Fisher, San Francisco. Whoever had given me luminous poison wasn't satisfied. I wasn't dying fast enough. Finally, I made it back to my hotel room. Gratefully, I opened the door.
Oh! Welcome home, Bingler. You're late. Close the door. Hand over that picture.
Marla didn't lose...
Shut up! And here's another one. Look at you. You can't take it. Soft in the belly.
If you hit me again with that gun, I'll kick your face in.
Get it. The hotel clerk might know you're in.
Hello?
Hey, why'd you hang up on me a while ago? I've been trying to get you for the last 2 hours.
I'm sorry, I was in a hurry.
Well, don't be in such a hurry this time. McGowan was in hollering his head off because you haven't gone over his books.
Tell McGowan to get another auditor.
You're drunk.
Paula, how much we got in the bank?
About $2,500.
Draw it out tomorrow. You know that fur coat you always wanted? Buy it.
You are drunk. Don't tell me that 2 days away from me can affect you this way.
Cut it short.
Paula,
Yes?
I never should have left you. I just didn't realize how much I was in love with you. But I know it now.
Oh, Frank. Frank, darling, I love you, too. So very much. Come home, please. I miss you terribly.
I said cut it short.
Please, come home soon.
That ends the call. Walk in front of me, Bingler, and keep your mouth shut, or I'll blow the back of your skull out.
Did you get the picture, Chester?
Don't I always get what Mr. Majak sends me after, Marla?
Majak?
That's right. I'm the dealer who bought the iridium from Phillips.
Now I get it. You stole the iridium, you sold it to Phillips, then you bought it from him. His bill of sale disappears, you now legally own the iridium, and he goes up the river.
Where do you fit into this, Bigelow?
I'm looking for Raymond Rakubian.
Oh, you can't expect me to believe that. You forced your way into my business, and I must know why.
My only reason is Rakubian. He's murdered me.
Stop being cute. Oh! I'd like working you over in the belly. Oh!
You asked for it, Chester!
You can't do that to Chester. I'm going to blow your guts out.
Chester!
Look at him. He's so scared of Chester. He'll talk now.
Leave him alone, Chester. He's not scared. You can tell it by his eyes.
Keep him away from me, Majak. If he comes near me again, he'll have to use that gun.
Get out, Chester.
Why don't you let Chester work on him, Majak?
Get out, both of you. Come here, Bigelow. I want to show you something. Read it.
Death certificate. Raymond Rakubi.
Yes. He was my nephew. He died 5 months ago. He couldn't possibly have tried to kill you.
Well, I guess that leaves me where I was at the beginning. Nowhere.
Was there really an attempt made on your life, Bigelow?
This afternoon, somebody tried to get me again.
Until now, I had no reason to kill you.
Did Phillips demand a notarized bill of sale?
Naturally.
Why did you have Rakubian get a legitimate notarization?
Iridium is a very precious metal. I had to anticipate the possibility of it being traced. With a legitimate bill of sale, the police would have reached a dead end, because George Reynolds could never have been found. I'm afraid that you've been sidetracked, Bigelow. But you and I have a problem. Now that you know that it's someone else you want, I'm afraid it's too late for you to do anything about it. Unfortunately, you've learned too much about me.
Chester, suppose I told you I'm not concerned with your part in this, that I wouldn't reveal what I know. Suppose I proved to you that I only want to find the person who tried to kill me and that I won't cause you any trouble.
I'm a very practical man, Bigelow. This could cost me my freedom. Chester!
Look, Majak, please.
I'm sorry, Bigelow. I never take chances with my freedom. Chester, take him for a ride.
You tried to make a boob out of me in front of Majak. Shouldn't have done that, Bingler. I don't like that. I'm going to enjoy this. I've done jobs like this before. I knocked off guys I could like, but I don't like you, Bingler. You ain't scared yet, are you? But you'll be scared. Good and scared. I think I'll give it to you in the belly. You don't like it in the belly.
As Chester kept giving me the business, I thought
hotel room.
Something about
it's like
death.
eating jelly.
Everything
Soft,
you believed was
warm
ugly
jelly.
suddenly becomes beautiful.
We used to have a rhyme about that.
It was bad enough to die in the glory of a battlefield, but to have died in vain, to have been murdered innocently. I only wanted one thing, to breathe long enough to get the person who had stolen my life, and my chance came at a signal change. As Chester pressed his foot on the brake, I jammed mine down on his. As his head hit the windshield, I leaped from his car and ran.
Frank, are you all right?
Paula, what are you doing here?
I had to see you.
You shouldn't have come, Paula. You shouldn't have.
Oh, look at you, Frank. You're a sight. Your clothes look as if you slept in them. Are you ill?
No, I'm all right.
You are ill. You're feverish.
I'm all right, Paula.
You're lying. And you're in trouble. Right after I spoke to you, I got a call from the San Francisco police. It was a homicide detective. Oh, what is it, Frank? If you're in any kind of trouble, you certainly can trust me.
I'm not in any trouble with the police, Paula. I promise you that. But you can't stay here. You've got to go back to Banning right away.
No, Frank, I won't go. I won't. I'm staying here with you.
Please, Paula, please believe me. It's best that you go back.
Why? What's this all about? You're in a jam, aren't you? A bad jam. What have you got to do with this Phillips and Reynolds?
Phillips was murdered.
But what's that got to do with you? All you did was notarize a paper. You've notarized hundreds of papers.
That's right. All I did was notarize one little paper. One little paper out of 100.
Oh, you frighten me, Frank. You don't even act like yourself. I know you're keeping something from me, that something is terribly wrong, that you're in serious trouble.
Don't be frightened, Paula. Don't ever be frightened of anything. Promise me that.
I love you so much, darling. More than you seem to be able to understand. I never really knew happiness until I loved you. Losing you would have meant losing everything. There would have been nothing left.
Don't, Paula. Please don't.
But now, I'm afraid again. I feel so helpless. You're leaving me out of something. Tell me, Frank, what is it? Just give me a chance, please. You do love me, don't you, Frank?
Yes, Paula. I was uncertain before. Blind to what I had. But I know it now. Can you understand that, Paula?
Yes, darling. I understand.
A man can be that way. Something has to happen to him. It can be a very little thing or a big thing, but it can make him realize what someone really means to him. Paula, I love you more than I ever thought it possible for me to love anyone.
Then why won't you let me help you?
Because you can't help me. There's nothing you can do. Please go home, Paula, please.
All right, Frank.
Paula.
Yes?
Is that a new outfit you're wearing?
Yes.
You look wonderful in it.
Frank!
Goodbye, Paula.
Mr. Bigelow, how did you know where I lived?
You're listed in the phone book, Miss Foster.
Did you see Marlowe Rakubian? Did you learn anything?
Stop playing naive. It won't work anymore. I fell for it once, went off on a wild goose chase.
What do you mean? I only told you what you wanted to know.
Sure, just enough to sidetrack me so I wouldn't find out that Stanley was the one I wanted. You acted so shocked when I told you that Phillips was murdered.
Stanley? Oh, no.
Why don't you stop it, Miss Foster? You and Stanley have been together in this thing from the beginning. Now get on that phone. Tell him to get over here in a hurry.
What are you going to do?
What was Stanley going to do when he used me as a clay pigeon today near the factory?
You've been sidetracked, all right, Bigelow.
Oh, Stanley.
But it was a poor, bereaved little widow who did it.
What's wrong with you?
My stomach.
Why did you try to give it to me?
Here, look at this letter. Miss Foster found it this afternoon. It was in my brother's desk in the office. It's postmarked 2 years ago. It isn't the kind of a letter a married woman gets from a casual friend. And I know my brother wasn't aware that his wife and Holiday were so well acquainted when he hired him.
Where did he have dinner?
At Mrs. Phillips' apartment. Halliday was there, too. Stanley confronted them with the contents of this letter.
Did he have anything to drink?
Yes. Why?
How long ago?
About half an hour ago. Just before I left.
Miss Foster, call the emergency hospital. Get an ambulance over here right away.
Ambulance?
Have them prepare a stomach wash. Tell them it's luminous poison. If you hurry, you may still save his life. I found George Reynolds, Mrs. Phillips. He's been dead 5 months.
Then he didn't steal the bill of sale.
No, but you could have stolen it.
How dare you make such an
It
accusation?
wouldn't be too difficult for a wife to get her husband close enough to a balcony.
I must ask you to leave.
You knew who I was when I came to see you, didn't you, Mrs. Phillips? But you were surprised to see me alive, weren't you? But I'm not alive. Yes, I can breathe, I can move, I can stand here and talk to you right now. But at any moment it can end. Do you understand, Mrs. Phillips? I look like I'm alive, but I did take the poison. Nothing can save me.
What do you want with me?
If I kill you, what do I have to fear now?
No!
What could anyone do to me that hasn't been done already?
No, listen to me. You've got to give me a chance.
I didn't get a chance.
It was Halliday, I swear it. Yes, I took the bill of sale. Halliday planned it so that Eugene would go to jail. I didn't know until today he killed Eugene.
Halliday couldn't have gotten away with it. Your husband knew about the two of you. He found a letter.
He found it only yesterday. He accused Halliday. They fought. Halliday pushed him over the balcony.
Then why me? Why me?
He learned about the phone calls after he killed Eugene. He thought Eugene had spoken to you, that you knew enough to involve him. He was shocked to see you still alive, and he followed you and tried to shoot you. He knew he had to finish you before you got him.
Where's Halliday now?
He's at the office. He's flying out of the country tonight. I don't know where he's going yet. He wants me to join him.
Come on with me.
No. What are you going to do to me?
You're going into this closet. You're not going to want him this time. I ought to kill you, but I'll leave you for the police instead. As I stepped into the street, a jagged pain stabbed me, doubling me over. When I could straighten up, I saw Chester waiting in the shadows.
Keep running, Bigelow. I'll get you. I won't shoot you in the back. You're going to get it in the belly.
There was a drugstore just ahead. I rushed into it and prayed. I screamed at fate that had given me the name of my murderer and was now destroying me before my job was done.
It takes longer when you get it in the belly. It's nice and slow. That's the way I want you to go, Bingler. Nice and slow. Here it comes.
A heavy bottle thrown by a Casper milquetoast with the courage of a lion and caught Chester square in the head. Once again, I had no time to wait for the police. I had one more date to fill.
Huh? What are you doing here?
Where did you think you were going, Halliday?
Get out before I throw you out.
You really fright me, Halliday. You're awfully nervous. Let me light your cigarette.
Get out!
I said I was going to light your cigarette with these matches. Matter of fact, they're yours. I picked them up in an abandoned factory. Look at the cover. The Fisherman. Crown Prince of Jive, San Francisco. In a joint like that, who would notice a customer at the bar slipping a little luminous poison into another man's drink? And who there would care, except the murdered man?
I'll finish the job now, Bigelow.
You're tricky, Halliday, plenty tricky. Now stop sneaking your hand towards that gun in your pocket. Reach in and grab it like a man, because if you don't, I'll shoot you first. Well, that's it, Captain. All of it. Ironical, isn't it? I guess this is the first case you've ever known where a man killed his own murderer.
Bigelow, drink this.
Thanks,
Bigelow! He's dead, Captain. Poor devil. Call the morgue, companion. How shall I make out the report on him? We better make it DOA. Dead on arrival.
Thank you, Edmund O'Brien and Peggy Castle, for a most exciting performance. Our stars will return in just a moment. Next week, the Screen Directors Playhouse will bring you a classic in comedy. For the first time on the air, we present Lady Takes a Chance. Our stars, Joan Caulfield and John Lund. And our guest screen director next week is William Seiter. Now, here again are tonight's stars, Edmund O'Brien and Peggy Castle.
Peggy Castle.
Yes, Eddie.
I've thought I'd like to get off my chest, Peggy, if you don't mind.
Not a bit. Go on.
Thanks. I've always felt that a director was the key in the making of a good motion picture.
Oh, how right you are.
Well, I'm glad you agree, because it's my opinion that Rudy Mattei, as the director of DOA, unlocked the pages of the script with complete understanding and brilliance. His artistry of lighting and extraordinary camera angles and his sureness and understanding of movement. Well, Peggy, Rudy Mattei is just great.
So are you, Eddie O'Brien and Peggy Castle. I thought your performance tonight was superb.
Well, Frank McDonald. Thanks, Frank. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present one of Hollywood's outstanding directors, Mr. Frank McDonald.
Thank you. Well, Eddie and Peggy, I'm here to say thanks tonight for Rudy Mattei, who is in Europe completing a motion picture. For the Screen Directors Playhouse, I'd like to extend an invitation to both of you to return as often as you can. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everyone.
DOA was presented through the courtesy of Cardinal Productions, and Edmund O'Brien may soon be seen starring in the Paramount production Warpath. Peggy Castle will soon be seen in The Prince Who Was a Thief, a Universal International Technicolor production, co-starring Tony Curtis and Piper Laurie. Piano improvisations on tonight's program were by John Rary. Screen Directors Playhouse is produced under the supervision of Howard Wiley and directed by Bill Karn. This is Jimmy Wallington speaking and inviting you to listen again next Thursday when Screen Directors Playhouse presents for the first time on the air Lady Takes a Chance, starring Joan Caulfield and John Lund, with screen director William Seiter.
Tomorrow, you too can live the life of Riley on NBC.
And we will have that production for you, the Screen Directors Playhouse, next Saturday here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. On next Saturday as well, we'll also have Adventures of Philip Marlowe and Richard Diamond, Private Detective. That'll be coming up next Saturday as well. Coming up tomorrow, though, we'll have a mixed bag. We'll start off with the CBS Radio Workshop 1956 production of another Point of View, or Hamlet Revisited. We'll also have an episode of Crime and Peter Chambers starring Dane Clark, Counter Spy from 1942, and Joel McCrea in Tales of the Texas Rangers, also from 1952. On Monday, Lights Out, the Happy Ending from 1937. No, get your mind out of the gutter. The summer series replacement for Amos and Andy in 1944, Boston Blackie, starring screen star Chester Morris, who played Blackie in several movies. Also, Johnny Madero, Pier 23, starring Jack Webb from 1947, and Sundown, an episode of Escape from 1950. And that's some of what's coming up here in the next few days of Classic Radio Theater. Up next, though, Gerald Mohr, The Adventures of Philip Marlowe.
You know, this is still the season for carefree holidays and vacations. But don't be carefree on the highway. With roads jammed with traffic, this is the time to be extra careful when driving. When you plan a trip, be sure to allow plenty of time so that you won't be forced to drive too fast or too long. When you get tired at the wheel, you lose your skill and your judgment. So don't drive too many hours at a stretch. Plan your trip so that you can stop frequently and get plenty of rest. And when you start that trip, resolve that you're going to obey traffic laws and regulations. Don't gamble with safety. Remember, the life you save may be your own.
We roll on here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with an episode of The Adventures of Philip Marlowe. This stars Gerald Mohr from 75 years ago today, June 21st, 1950, and the Gold Cobra.
Get this and get it straight. Crime is a sucker's road, and those who travel it wind up in the gut of the prison of the grave. There's no other end, but they never learn.
Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum, the refreshing, delicious treat that gives you chewing enjoyment, presents for your listening enjoyment Raymond Chandler's most famous character in The Adventures of Philip Marlowe. To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Here's a taste treat you can enjoy indoors, outdoors, at work, or at play. The cool, long-lasting mint flavor refreshes you. The smooth, steady chewing helps keep you fresh and alert. Adds enjoyment to whatever you're doing. Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. Healthful, refreshing, delicious. Now, with Gerald Mohr starred as Philip Marlowe, the makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum are glad to bring you tonight's exciting story, The Gold Cobra.
My mama done told me
Get it before it's history. Hi, Mr. Marlowe.
Hiya, kid.
Get it while it's hot. Take for seventh race. Closing walls.
Hey, mister, could you please help a blind man? Could you let me have $1 for my first square meal in a week?
You mean your first shot in an hour, don't you, Jake?
Huh? Oh, Mr. Marlowe, hi.
How are you?
Sorry I didn't recognize you. Must be these dark cheetahs.
Yeah, must be. How's business, Jake?
Oh, I seen better. You too, huh?
Yeah, sure.
You're just standing around here in front of your office for the fresh air, maybe.
No,
Oh, no, don't tell me that, ain't it? I got it. You're making a rendezvous, a secret meeting, huh?
No, Jake, I'm just waiting for something.
Holy catfish! Look at that jerk out in the middle of traffic. The guy with the suitcase. Getting out of that cab right in the middle of the street. Hey, he's coming this way.
And he acts like the guy I'm waiting for, suitcase and all. Here, Jake, here's the starter on that meal. I'll see you. Goodbye.
I got you. So long, Mr. Marlowe. Thanks a million.
Sir, tell me quickly,
You're Mr. Marlowe, Philip Marlowe?
That's right. You're Roth Winkman?
Correct. Mr. Marlowe, is your car nearby?
Yeah, right over there.
Good. Come, Mr. Marlowe. We've got to get out of here. My very life may be in danger. And if you've been seen with me, sir, yours as well. Quickly, Mr. Marlowe. We must be off.
Yeah. Well, this way, Mr. Winkman. My new client was right out of Charles Dickens, but I bit my lip and tried to play it straight. We piled into my car and took off. Mr. Winkman, his owl eyes glued to the rear window, watched and worried hard about whether we were being followed. But finally, he was convinced that we were safe. He relaxed his grip on the suitcase and fumbled for a cigarette. Roth Winkman was maybe 50 and had a large, bald head on a small, well-dressed body that just couldn't sit still. Also, it was at least 3 to 1 that the gentleman had ulcers. He was the type.
Keep driving, please, Mr. Marlowe, and do watch the rearview mirror.
Okay.
Now, sir, what exactly did I say to you on the telephone?
Well, you wanted me to fly to Chicago tonight with a suitcase that contained an item worth $20,000, which was earmarked for some museum, right?
Oh, yes, the Asheville Museum.
Yeah, and you said something about an eccentric here in L.A. who owned the item. That's about all I caught. That and the fact that you were very worried.
And I still am. Now, first, Mr. Marlowe, a word about the man who was
First, Mr. Winkman, a word or two about the item itself, huh? You know, I can't afford to play carrier pigeon without so much as a peek. It's too much like leading with my chin. Now, what is it?
A gold cobra.
A gold what?
A cobra. A snake, sir. Made of 250 separate links, each some 2 inches in diameter and each solid gold.
Links, huh? That makes the snake flexible like the real thing, is that it?
Yeah, precisely. And the cobra's hood, Mr. Marlowe, is spun gold.
Oh?
Originally, the object was a ceremonial piece. It comes from India, from a kingdom that no longer exists. Mordecai Ziff bought it there several years ago.
Mordecai Ziff, huh?
Yes.
He's the eccentric who lives here in L.A.?
But perhaps intellectual is more the proper term.
Oh.
He lives near here in the Hollywood Hills, and he is the one who is presenting the cobra to the museum.
I see. Well, tell me, what's your connection, Mr. Winkman?
I am a friend, Mr. Marlowe. Mordecai and I studied together in Europe many years ago.
Really?
We have remained fast companions through the years. And now that his health is failing, he is a man of 60. I wish very strongly to repay his kindnesses, but I need your help to do it.
Yeah, well, that brings us to the party following you. Who's that?
A creature named Akbar, Mr. Marlowe. Yes. He's an East Indian, and he wants the cobra. Badly. That's all I know of him, except, sir, that he has no claim, morally or legally. He's merely a fanatic.
Yeah, well, that's not to be sneered at. It's a full-time job. Tell me, what does this Akbar look like?
Well, he's thin, he's dark-skinned, dark hair, vicious cold eyes. You'll have to be on the... Mr. Marlowe, behind us, sir, that taxicab. We're being followed. Drive, sir!
You see who it is?
No, but it could be Akbar. Try to lose him.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Now, look, let me have it fast. The cobra's in the suitcase here, right?
No, this suitcase is empty.
Oh?
A decoy. The gold cobra is in a similar bag that has been checked at the Beechwood Plaza Hotel. Turn again, Mr. Marlowe. The cab is gaining.
Right.
Now, sir, this envelope contains the claim check for the bag, as well as your airline ticket to Chicago. Also, there's a $100 bill included.
Oh.
And you'll get another one when we meet tomorrow night in Chicago. I'll look for you at the Dearborn Street station at 8 o'clock. He's still with us, Mr. Marlowe.
Yeah, and that's a red light ahead. We can't slip through.
Then it's time for me to go. And time for Akbar to follow me. Me and the empty bag. Good luck, Mr. Marlowe. I'm counting on you, sir.
By the time the light had changed, the spry Roth Winkman had already made it to the sidewalk, the empty suitcase conspicuously in hand. And when my rearview mirror showed the cab had given up the chase, I figured the quantity known as Akbar had taken the bait and followed Winkman. All of which made my next stop the check room at the Beechwood Plaza Hotel.
Yes, sir, what'll it... Well, hello. Can I be of some assistance, maybe?
I wouldn't be surprised. But at the moment, I just want my suitcase. Here, honey, it's a black bag.
A black bag?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, here we are. Number 4511. Number 4511. Comes out even. Must be yours, all right.
Yeah, it must be. Thanks, baby. Here. Small token of my Yo.
What's the matter, handsome? Your wife just waltzed in?
No wife. Just trouble. Goodbye, princess. My first glance at the man standing in the hotel entrance was almost enough. A lot of people could have jet black, unruly hair on top of a flyweight build, but very few people had that kind of wild, sparkling eyes. They were reserved for fanatics named Akbar. When he spotted me and started coming in a hurry, it was time for me and the suitcase to head for the nearest exit. I took a side door just beyond the check room, and from there ran the length of the narrow, twisting corridor that led to the rear of the hotel, and out to the alley where I'd parked my car. There I ducked behind a pile of trash cans, slipped my hand over the .38 in my shoulder holster, and waited. But after a full minute went by, I figured that it was safe to go to my car. And it would have been, if the striking redhead crouched on the seat inside hadn't been holding an also striking pistol, just made for ladies.
Don't bother getting in the car, Mr. Marlowe. In fact, don't do anything but hand over that suitcase. Here, on the seat.
Your mind's made up, huh?
Definitely. And keep your hands at your sides. Now, let me have those keys you're holding. Come on, toss them here.
Yeah.
Now, turn around. Thank you. I'm glad you're cooperative.
Don't mention it. It's your winning smile. Anything else?
Yes, walk in the direction you're facing. Go on.
Walk it is, baby. But first tell me, who do I see for my car?
Don't worry. It'll be returned safe and sound.
Yeah, what about the suitcase? It's got all the clothes I have in it.
Oh, sure. You look so fetching in Gold Cobra, don't you? Good night, Mr.
The shock of fire-red hair gunned my car the length of the alley and then swerved on two wheels into the busy street beyond and was gone. I followed to the end of the alley and started walking toward the hotel. And I saw something else. It was Akbar running toward a hack stand. He had also seen my car disappear, and that obviously meant that he wanted the first cab in line to take him someplace in a hurry. But the driver was waiting for a fare, which forced him to the only other cab in line, and almost gave me time to get to it. Almost. But not quite. That left only an outside chance that Akbar had tossed an address to the driver before he knew that the cab was taken. Yeah, but it was an outside chance that paid off.
Yeah, sure he give me an address, pal. You know I had the flag down. I got an old doll inside.
Yeah, listen, friend, this counts. What was that address? Come on, the right answer's worth 10 to you.
A saw?
The same. Here.
Oh, no.
All right, what was it?
Let me think, pal.
Come
now,
on,
hold
come on,
everything,
come on.
pal. I got it. Outpost Road, number 818, I think. Yeah, 818 Outpost Road.
818, Hollywood Hills, huh?
Uh-huh. Someone up there you know, pal?
Could be. Get moving. 818 Outpost Road.
Pal, I already told you.
I already heard you. There's another 10 in it, and let's forget the old doll. Come on, Buster, roll.
Corner mansion there is 800 outposts, so this next job must be it. Whew, looks like the Taj Mahal joint.
Yeah, that plus enough grounds to build a ballpark, grandstand included. I'll get out here, take the driveway on foot.
Okay, pal, whatever you say. Hey, you want me to wait?
Yeah, you better. No, I think I see my own car up there. Yeah, here's the 10, thanks.
Okay, pal. So long. Hey, give my love to the Roger, huh?
Brother, what a backdrop for a harem. 50 beautiful girls, 50.
Kindly stand just where you are. This rifle is loaded and the safety not on.
It was hard to believe. At the top, a genuine African pith helmet, and under that, a pudgy, cherubic, smiling face with red roses for cheeks and dimples, an inch deep. And the rest fit, too. A round little body dressed in a khaki shirt, riding breeches, and polished leather boots. Happy of the seven dwarfs and jungle get-up. But there the individualism ended, because like everybody else I'd met tonight, his interest was in the Cobra, exclusively.
Now, Mr. Whoever you are, where is that snake?
Have you tried the grass? I understand snakes love it.
This is not the time to jest. There's nothing funny about that Cobra.
Not unless $20,000 happen to tickle your funny bone.
For the last time, where is the Cobra? The truth.
Okay, the truth. Frankly, my friend, I haven't the slightest idea. Honest, I haven't. Happy folded up on one punch like it was built on hinges. I headed for the Taj Mahal on a run. But when I was past my car and had gone the slippery length of a tiled porch that led to a pair of half-open etched glass doors, I slowed to a walk at the sight of a single light that came from a beaded lamp in a room inside. Then I came to a full stop. The room was about the size of a basketball court with plush decor that was strictly Far East. An elderly man wearing a bright yellow satin robe and an also bright yellow satin turban was stretched out. glassy eyes staring at the ceiling. The front of his robe an ugly blood-stained. Beside him was the lady with the red hair, and next to her the suitcase that wouldn't stay put. It was a good time for me and my .38 to announce ourselves. Well, this certainly outclasses the alley, doesn't it, Red?
What?
And now it's your turn to keep your hands at your sides.
What do you want here, Marlowe?
Did you kill him?
No. Oh, no, I didn't. Believe me, I didn't. I hated Mordecai as if, but I wouldn't do this.
Oh, of course not. How could I even think of it? You only stick up people in alleys, steal cars, walk off with gold lucky pieces worth 20 grand or better, huh?
Marlowe, I didn't do this. My gun hasn't even been fired. Here, look.
Don't try it, Red. I'll look when I'm ready. First, I want to make sure the Gold Cobra is still intact.
Of course it is. I never let it out of my hand.
We'll see. Stay right where you are, baby. Don't move. I can unlock this with one hand and cover you with the other. Okay. Now we'll know if the Cobra's... Look out!
Marlowe, it's real, a cobra.
Steady, Red. Don't move. No! Oh, baby, you shouldn't have killed the lights. That makes the next move the Cobra's. And my gun's worthless.
To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. The lively, full-bodied real mint flavor cools your mouth, moistens your throat, freshens your taste. And the chewing itself gives you a little lift, helps you keep going at your best. So for real chewing enjoyment that's refreshing and long-lasting, always keep Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. Healthful, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Gum will make every day more enjoyable. Now with our star, Gerald Mohr, the second act of Philip Marlowe and tonight's exciting story, The Gold Cobra.
We got one good look at a live cobra rearing up out of the suitcase, its hood distended, flicking its glossy, forked tongue, before the only lamp in the room shattered on the floor in a blue flash, and total darkness surged in. For an endless moment, there was silence, as soft and thick as black velvet. Then we heard it. The snake was moving. We listened to it crawl slowly out of the suitcase, ease itself across the table, and slither to the floor.
Marlowe, it's coming toward us.
Stand still, baby. Freeze. Don't move a muscle.
I can't do it, Marlowe.
It's our only chance. Do you hear me? No matter what happens, don't move.
Marlowe, I'm getting dizzy. I'm afraid I'm going to pass.
No, baby,
out.
hang on, I tell you. Now, Red, listen to me, talk. Start talking, don't stop. But talk softly. Who are you, Red? Tell me. What's your real name? Tell me.
Abigail Seaburn.
All right, who killed Ziff, Abby? Who was it? Come on, answer me. Keep talking.
I don't know, Marlowe. I told you the truth.
Why did you come here to Ziff's place?
He swindled my Aunt Marcella out of all her money before she died.
Yeah, go ahead.
Money that was supposed to come to me.
Swindled her how?
He was a mentalist.
Yeah.
A fake mind reader and fortune teller. He told her lies that made her keep giving him money until there was nothing left.
Atta girl, keep it up, baby, keep it up. Why did you take that suitcase away from me at the hotel? Answer me, Abby, think. Come on.
I spied on Ziff. I found out about the Gold Cobra.
Yeah, go ahead.
I knew if I once cut my hands on it, I could force Ziff to return the money he tricked my aunt out.
Keep talking.
Oh, Marlowe, I can't. I can't stand it, that awful
Quiet.
Listen. There's someone in here.
Yeah. Who's there? Who is it?
No!
He made it out the door.
The Cobra struck at him, Marlowe.
Sounded like it was clear across the room from us. Now look, Abby, stay where you are. Don't move. I'm going to see if I can find a light switch on the wall behind us. Stand real still, Abby. You hear anything?
No. Oh, hurry, Marlowe, please.
Believe me, baby, I am. There ought to be a switch here someplace. There's got to be a switch. Yeah, here it is.
Thank heavens, light again.
Where's that Cobra?
I don't see it, Marlowe.
We better spot it. That thing's loaded with sudden death.
It's not here, I tell you. It's gone, Marlowe. It's gone.
Yeah, I guess you're right, for the time being. But in case it comes back, you better keep that gun handy.
Where are you going?
After the guy who beat it through that door. Right now, it pays to be ahead of the game. But not too far ahead, Abby. Do you understand?
Oh, yes. At this point, mister, I'll do anything you say.
All right, then wait here for me. And keep your eyes open wide. This Cobra's not the only killer loose in this joint. The door opened into a long passageway that offered as much chance to duck for cover as the inside of a loaded cannon barrel. And it was so narrow that if the Cobra had found its way out there, it would be within kissing distance when we passed. The hair on my neck remained at rigid attention while I edged along the hall toward a dim light at the end that came from a heavily draped green waiting room. In the center, facing halfway from me, was Akbar, the tousle-haired East Indian. His face was even grayer than before, and his hand trembled as he mopped his glistening forehead with a silk handkerchief. When I stepped in, he saw me from the corner of his eye. His face went stony. Only his right hand moved. It dived under his jacket for a weapon, but I brought my gun down hard on the point of his shoulder. His arm went limp, and a knife as wicked as the back end of a scorpion bounced across the floor.
Doc, you'll pay for this interference.
Not on the installment plan, Buster. We're going to settle up right now. How come the live Cobra in the suitcase you're so anxious about?
A fiendish trick.
Yeah, and in the dark, it almost caught you, didn't it?
True, but fortune smiled and the Cobra missed.
Yeah, but fortune's a fickle lady, Buster. Come on, talk it up. Just what are you trying to promote?
The return of this sacred Gold Cobra to its rightful place. The temple of my ancestors in India. The blasphemy perpetrated by Mordecai Ziff will end only in the restoration of the Gold Cobra. And I am prepared to do whatever I must do to accomplish this. Even to paying money for it.
Or killing?
Or killing. Death is transitory and therefore inconsequential.
Well, the Homicide Bureau has other ideas, Elephant Boy. So maybe we better just... I hate to leave you alone, Akbar, but you're better off in the long run. I watched just long enough to see Akbar melt toward the floor. Then I ran back along the narrow corridor to where I'd left Abby. When I stepped in the door, I stopped cold. She was facing me from across the room, her eyes wide with fear, her mouth still twisted from a scream. Directly behind her was an opening in what should have been a blank wall, and inside it, staring out with fixed, hypnotic eyes, was a coiled cobra. Only this one was solid, gleaming gold. I started toward Abby, but I stopped again because there was a gun in my back.
That's quite far enough, Marlowe.
Roth Winkman. What is this?
You aren't going to like it, Marlowe, not one bit. Give me your gun. Give it to me.
Get it yourself.
I wanted to warn you, Marlowe, but he said he'd shoot me. He took my gun, too.
Come on, Winkman, why the switch?
Believe me, Marlowe, when I hired you tonight, I expected a much less bizarre ending to all this. I intended you to be peacefully on your way to Chicago by now, with the Gold Cobra safely in tow.
Still just a favor for a friend, huh?
Not exactly. That part was a small lie. Mordecai Ziff was my partner.
Your partner?
Yes, my dear. When we felt it was time to move east again, I decided to break away from Mordecai and keep the Gold Cobra for myself, alone. But I needed help.
Because a fanatic named Akbar turned up who had his eye on the Cobra, too?
Get over into that empty car, both of you. Go on, get over there. Move.
Take it easy.
No tricks with the pottery, Marlowe.
You shoved him into
Never
it.
mind. Leave that vase alone. Get back in the corner.
So it was you who killed Ziff, huh?
I hated him. For every one of a million indignities I've suffered at his hands. As soon as I was sure you'd picked up the Gold Cobra, I came back here, and I killed him. I just finished it
when I got here.
Yes, young lady. I didn't know about you, but I managed to get out of here before you blundered in with that empty suitcase.
Empty suitcase? That's what you think.
That's what I mean. There on the table, empty, as it has been from the outset. Just as empty as the decoy I used. Obviously, Mordecai suspected my intentions to steal the Gold Cobra after all.
It was a bit more than that, Winkman, honest. Oh, what a cozy pair of chums you and Ziff must have been. You really don't know what he put in that bag, do you?
What are you talking about?
Ziff had a surprise all set for you, Winkman. It was
Marlowe, look! The snake, it's coming out of that vase.
Holy smoke, Winkman, there's a live cobra behind you.
I don't blame you.
Listen to me, will you?
Marlowe. Oh, that's such an old stunt. Stay back.
Marlowe, it's
Winkman, kill it, I tell you, it's right behind
Stop
you.
it, you're only wasting time. No. I'm bitten.
no.
He's out, and it's no help, baby. That thing's still between us and his gun. Get behind me, back in the corner.
Oh, Marlowe, we're trapped. We can't get past it.
Get back, will you? Maybe I can throw my coat over it long enough.
Hey, anybody here? What's the matter?
Oh, it's the jerk in the pith helmet. Hey, you! Over here!
What in the world's going on, anyway?
Get over here with that rifle, will you? Hurry!
What's the meaning of all the... Birdie! Good heavens, my cobra.
Kill it, will you? Shoot!
Quiet. You're in a spot, folks.
No fooling.
She's got you within striking distance, so don't move. Just stand still. Very still. Come on, Birdie. Birdie, now. Come on. Take a look at the end of the rifle, Birdie. See the hole? That's it in the end. Fascinates you, doesn't it? Steady, folks, don't move. Keep looking at the little hole in the rifle, Birdie. That's right. Now back up. That's the way. Into the sack, Birdie. Little more. Now put your head in like a good girl. That does it. Now we've got you safe and sound in the sack.
Oh. Whoever you are, brother, you're a genius.
Crumpler's the name, Otis Crumpler. Snakes are my business.
Most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Yes. The most amazing thing.
Abby.
Why, she's fainted. Well, what's wrong? Was she bitten?
No. But I know what she means. Look, if you don't mind, Crumpler, I think I'll sit down myself. Right here. Well, when the police finally moved in, they gave the degenerate Taj Mahal a long once-over, and then we adjourned for more questions and answers to the hospital where Abby Seaberg was getting a nerve back and Akbar was nursing the split scalp I'd given him. And while Otis Crumpler and I waited for the word downstairs in the coffee shop, Roth Winkman, my client, was busy dying of cobra venom, in spite of Crumpler's best efforts.
Well, that's the way it is with cobras, Mr. Marlowe. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do. Sugar?
No thanks, now. He had it coming, Otis.
Oh, both of them did. Mordecai Ziff was a slimy sort, too. He'd been snooping around my snake farm for several days.
Oh?
And then tonight, when Birdie turned up missing from her cage, I just knew that he was behind it some way. But I couldn't figure why anybody would to steal a cobra. You know what I mean?
Yeah, vaguely.
Phil, guess what?
What? Oh, Abigail Seaberg is well enough for coffee. Sit down.
Oh, it's better than that. The police think there's a good chance that Akbar will be able to buy the Gold Cobra and I will get the money. How do you like that?
I like it fine. Where are we going to spend it?
Oh, well, I know a certain kind of snake bite remedy I'd like to try right now. I think we deserve it, mister. It comes in bottles, and they call it scotch.
Oh, no, not whiskey. Oh, not for snake bite. Oh, no.
No,
that's the very worst thing you could do. You see, it stimulates the heart and makes the blood go faster. And that,
Mr. Crumpler, is exactly the idea. Come on, Phil.
You know, there are many things that can lead to romance. Usually it's moonlight. Sometimes it's a bit of a song. But who ever heard of a snake playing Cupid? Yeah, well, there was a snake in the Garden of Eden. Yeah, but come to think of it, he kicked up quite a fuss.
Phil? What are you thinking?
Snakes. What are you thinking?
Apples.
Remember, friends, to make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to refreshing, delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. There's lots of cooling, real mint flavor in every stick. And chewing Wrigley Spearmint helps you keep feeling fresh and alert. You feel better, work better, get more fun out of doing things. So indoors, outdoors, wherever you go, keep some healthful, refreshing Wrigley Spearmint Chewing Gum handy. To make every day more enjoyable, treat yourself often to delicious Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum. The Adventures of Philip Marlowe, presented by Wrigley's Spearmint Gum, bring you Raymond Chandler's most famous character and star, Gerald Mohr. Philip Marlowe is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald and written for radio by Robert Mitchell and Gene Levitt. Featured in the cast were Howard McNear, Lynn Allen, Wilms Herbert, Lou Krugman, Bill Lally, and Michael Ann Barrett. The special music is composed and conducted by Richard Arant. The makers of Wrigley's Spearmint Chewing Gum hope you enjoyed tonight's adventure of Philip Marlowe and that you're enjoying Wrigley's Spearmint Gum every day. We invite you to be with us next week when Philip Marlowe says...
This time I caught a killer on a lonely pelican's roost. It took a fistfight on the sidewalk, a flyway drummer with an ice pick in his back, and a vicious meeting on a yacht to do it. That plus the color of a girl's hair.
This is Bob Stevenson speaking, and this is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
And from 75 years ago, June 21st, 1950, The Adventures of Philip Marlowe. Gerald Mohr was probably in the longest run of Marlowe when that ran on CBS in 49, 50, and I think 51. But the most famous person to play Marlowe was, in fact, Chester Morse. And as you heard me mention earlier, we will hear that summer series coming up as well here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream to support the podcast. Probably one of the most fun private detectives was Richard Diamond, portrayed by the legendary Dick Powell, a song and dance man that moved in from being song and dance as he got older to the realm of detective. And he had a wonderful wife, too, June Allison. We'll hear that coming up next, Richard Diamond, Private Detective, when Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues in a moment.
Yes, the purchase of war bonds has become the most important objective in the life of Jeb Creaker and millions of other Americans who are now investing at least 10% or more of their total incomes in war bonds and stamps. 10% or more of your income invested in war bonds and stamps is your personal quota. Put your fighting dollars out there on the battlefront beside our fighting men. Join a payroll savings plan where you work and pledge yourself to top that 10% today. This is Larry Elliott speaking. This is your country.
All right, we roll on here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, and I don't have my notes in front of me, but I believe that this run of Richard Diamond, Private Detective, was also a summer replacement for Amos and Andy, because we'll check here in a moment, if it's sponsored by Rexall, then it was. This originally broadcast 72 years ago, June 21st, 1953.
Listen while the makers of Rexall drug products and 10,000 independent Rexall family druggists bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Good evening. This is Bill Foreman, speaking to you for the 10,000 independent druggists who have made the word Rexall part of their own store names. They've done that because they recommend and sell the 2,000 or more drug products made by the Rexall Drug Company. This month, Rexall Family Druggists are introducing 10 great new products direct from the famous Rexall laboratories. One of them is Rexall Multivitamin Formula V10. Here's a really pleasant-tasting, really easy-to-take liquid that supplies twice the minimum daily requirement of vitamin B1, 5 times the requirement for iron, plus the minimum daily requirement of vitamins A, D, and B2, plus red crystalline vitamin B12. Rexall Formula V10 aids in the formation of hemoglobin, stimulates appetite, and is especially good for convalescents. Remember and ask for it by this name, Rexall Formula V10, at Rexall drugstores everywhere. Good health to all from Rexall. Now, your Rexall Family Druggist brings you a transcribed half hour with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Diamond Detective Agency. Not a corpse in a carload.
Rick?
Hi, Helen.
Hi. What are you doing?
Oh, trying to think up a new ad for the phone book.
Well, what's the matter with the old one?
Doesn't seem to be bringing in the business.
Oh.
Hey, see what you think of this one. Diamond Detective Agency. We'll split any case you've got. Bonded or dead on arrival.
Oh, by all means, use it.
Like it?
No, but think of all the business you'll get from the psychiatric ward.
Oh, you're a living doll.
Will I see you tonight?
Mr. Diamond?
Helen, dear, I'll talk to you later. I think I've spotted a client.
Bye.
Bye. Well, come in, come in.
You're Mr. Diamond?
That's right.
My name is Quimby, sir.
How do you do, Mr. Quimby? Pull up a chair.
Thank you.
Something I can do for you?
Yes. You see, Mr. Diamond, I'm the manager of the Far East Importing Company. And when I went down to the store this morning, our night watchman was missing.
So?
Also about $50,000 in unset gems.
Why come to me instead of the police?
But those jewels were on consignment to the store. I was in hopes you could recover them before I had to make an accounting to the owner.
Who owned the gems?
Mr. Philip Lasdown. He's a very eccentric collector. He has many things on display in the store. He's a very good client.
Aren't you insured?
Naturally. But if Mr. Lasdown knew that a robbery had taken place, he'd never again do business with my establishment.
And you want me to recover the missing jewels?
If you can.
You think the night watchman is responsible for the theft?
Well, I don't know what else to think. The night watchman's name is Block, Arthur Block. He lives in an apartment on the east side. But I have already checked with his landlady, and he hasn't shown up.
How long have I got to recover the jewels, Mr. Quimby?
But I have no idea. It's impossible to tell when Mr. Lasdown will want an accounting.
Well, I charge $100 a day in expenses.
Oh, yes. Well, 100 be enough for now.
Well, if you have nothing to do for the next few minutes, I'd be more than happy to grovel at your feet.
I beg your pardon?
Well, now, I want the night watchman's address, also the address of your shop. Then you go back to the shop and wait to hear from me. Quimby gave me what I wanted, then minced happily out of my office. I locked up, grabbed a cab for the east side of town, and 20 minutes later I was talking to the missing night watchman's landlady.
Sure, honey. Arthur Block lives here. You're the second one to come asking for him this morning. He killed somebody or something?
Is he in?
No, we ain't been in since yesterday evening before he left for work.
Can I take a look at his room?
Well, I don't know, Blue Eyes. It's against the rules.
Oh, my goodness, I dropped a $5 bill.
My goodness, so you did. Don't hurt your back bending over, honey. I'll get it. Oy. Little rheumatism, but anything for a fin. Say, you got any more loose ones around? I'll show you every room in a joint.
Just the one where Block lives.
Right down here. You ain't no cop, honey. Shamus?
Yep.
Figured. Right in here. There you are, handsome.
Thank you, Mother.
Mother! When you're done, stop back at my room and have a beer.
I never touch anything stronger than opium.
Never anything stronger than opium. Mother!
The night watchman's room was a shabby affair, about 15 by 20, and I went over it inch by inch, cockroach by cockroach. Apparently, Block hadn't taken anything with him. The drawers of the broken-down dresser were filled with an assortment of socks and underwear. In the closet, I found the rest of his clothes and an old empty suitcase. Yes, if Arthur Block had skipped, he was figuring on buying a wardrobe someplace else. I left, keeping on my tiptoes as I passed the landlady's door. Then I headed for the address of Mr. Quimby's Antique Shop.
Hey, Mr. Diamond, did you find out anything about the night watchman?
Well, his landlady's a lush and likes blue eyes.
Oh, my gracious.
What's the matter?
Mr. Lasdown. Good afternoon, Mr. Lasdown. I do hope you...
Enough of your vulgarism, sir. It's a perfectly wretched afternoon, as you very well know.
Yes, it is. Pardon me. Mr. Diamond, Mr. Lasdown.
Philip J. Lasdown. How do you do, sir?
How do you do?
Quimby, I've come from my Buddha.
You've come to...
You've had it quite long enough. Where is it?
Mr. Lasdown, I have someone who's interested
I've decided not to sell it. Now, come. Where is it?
It's over there, in the corner, Mr. Lasdown.
In the corner?
Yes.
I see. It's not enough that I suffer the torment of lending my exquisite stature to a firm that employs a Philistine as manager. No. I'm now subjected to the ignominy of having it secreted in a corner behind a variety of bric-a-brac one would expect to find only in the men's lounge at Coney Island.
Mr. Lasdown...
Remember, I told you that Voodoo was to enjoy this room's most favorable location. You made a grave mistake, sir. A momentous mistake.
But please, Mr.
Enough,
Lasdown...
sir. I'm repossessing my Buddha forthwith. For years, I forced myself to deal with you in a patient and forbearing manner. But never again. This is the crowning blow. Far be it for Philip Lasdown to cast pearls before swine.
Oh, that man, Mr. Diamond. Oh, that terrifying man. I must have been born under an unlucky star.
Well, relax. Things could be worse. You've still got a little hair on your head.
Even that's getting thin.
So who wants fat hair? I left Quimby wringing the cold sweat out of his hands and took a cab over to the 5th Precinct Police Headquarters. When I walked in, the clock above Lieutenant Levinson's desk said 12 noon, and Lieutenant Levinson said...
Oh, no.
What's the matter, Fatty? Did I remind you of your lost youth?
No, a lost cause.
Well, you might as well face it, Walter. You hate me because I have an athletic waistline.
Ha, ha, ha.
Eureka. At last, a 3-syllable word. I knew you could do it, Otis. I'm going to let you do me a favor.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I want you to check with the morgue and all hospitals and jails for an Arthur Block, lately employed as the night watchman of the Far East Importing Company.
Oh. Well, I'll check, but not because you told me to.
Then why?
Because I'm stupid. I guess I told him. What's all this about, Rick?
That's a missing night watchman and $50,000 in jewels, Walt. But you can't stick your nose in it yet. Nobody's dead.
I've got a sergeant who could make a liar out of you.
What do you know about a guy named Philip J. Lasdown?
Never heard of him.
Shove me that phone, will you?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Forget it. Just leave a nickel.
Oh, he's a collector of rare art objects and nasty dispositions.
Want me to check on this Lasdown for you?
Might be a good idea.
Okay.
Yes?
Quimby,
Oh, Mr. Diamond, I was hoping you'd call.
you and 10,000 foolish debutantes.
Mr. Lasdown has had the Buddha removed, and he is sending his lawyer over in the morning for an accounting. Now, should I tell him about the jewels now or wait until morning?
Wait, if you want this thing solved. What's Lasdown's address?
Blue Heron Road at Long Island.
Thanks. I'm going out to see him. I'll check with you later.
A little patience, please. I do not read pick, look, see, quick, or popular mechanics. I refuse to endorse a petition, and as far as a free excursion to the Bahamas with all expenses paid, I couldn't be less interested. Now, if you'd be so kind as to remove your person from my property. I'm warning you, sir.
Look, Your Highness, remember me? I met you this afternoon at the Far East Importing Company.
I remember you. Good day. Young man, if you do not remove your foot from my door, I may resort to violence. You will kindly remove your foot?
By all means, as soon as you answer a few questions.
Who are you, sir? I mean, what's your occupation?
I am a private detective.
How earthly. Well, what do you want?
How many things do you have on consignment in the Far East Importing Company?
Oh, good grief. What kind of a question is that?
The first of several.
I have many things on consignment there.
Anything of extreme value?
What are you getting at?
Just curious.
Yes, disgustingly so. Of course, there are many things of extreme value. Approximately $50,000 in rare gems, a dozen priceless antiques. As a matter of fact, that Buddha which you saw this morning, my most priceless possession. Aside from being very old, the eyes are 2 perfect pigeon blood rubies. Now, is there anything else? I'm sure your foot must be going to sleep.
Did you ever know or meet a man named Arthur Block?
Never.
He was the night watchman at the shop.
The night watchman. So our conversation's at an end. I find your reference to my association with the night watchman the lowest form of discourse. Now, good day.
Gesundheit to you.
Hey, Bud.
Sorry, I do not read pick, click, quick, look, spook.
Hey, who's taking the census? Just want to know if a party named Lansdowne lives here.
Well, you could hardly call him a party. More like a friendly street fight.
Look, friend, I got to pick up some luggage. Does Lansdowne live here?
Yeah, with a bosom Buddha. Lansdowne's the one with the toupee.
Oh, Mr. Diamond, I was just closing up shop. Have you found out anything?
Well, not much. Tell me something, Quimby. Where do you keep those jewels?
Why, in the safe?
Did the night watchman have the combination?
Yes, in case of fire. There are also some perishables in with the gems.
Did he know much about the rest of the merchandise in the store?
Yes, of course. He had a list and made inventory every night.
Did he know Lansdowne's Buddha had ruby eyes?
But I don't know. Well, how'd you find out?
Lansdowne told me. If the night watchman knew about those rubies, I wonder why he didn't pry them out and take them along.
I never thought of that.
Have you touched that safe?
Yes, when I opened it and discovered the loss.
Well, don't do it again. It may have some of the night watchman's fingerprints on it somewhere. Tell me, did you know Lansdowne was planning on leaving town?
Leaving town? No, I didn't.
Well, I'm not sure that he is, but I've got a hunch. Are you going home after you lock up?
Yes.
Well, give me your phone number. I'm going down to the precinct and may want to reach you later.
Well, hello, Blue Eyes. You still looking for Block?
That's right. Has he shown up?
No. Hey, honey, you just skipped off without saying goodbye. Had a beer all open for you.
Oh, I'll bet you were so unhappy you poured it down the drain.
You sure are the one.
Yeah, I sure am. Look, sweetheart, if a Block shows up, call me at the 5th Precinct Police Station. Name's Diamond.
Sure, handsome. Oh, you fracture me.
Well, that's an idea.
I couldn't find nothing on that missing night watchman, Shamus.
Well, thanks anyway, Otis. In appreciation, I may send you a large can of Red Heart, liver flavor.
Oh, go chase your tail around the block.
Otis.
Yeah, and I got plenty more things to say.
Funny thing?
Funny as your face. I'm tired of you making fun of me. I ain't no dog.
You having trouble with Otis again?
Oh, I don't think it's anything serious. But I would suggest a rabies shot.
Well, here's something that might interest you. Philip J. Lansdowne booked passage on the Star of the Orient, sailing for the Far East tonight at 11 o'clock.
Famous beauty expert Ann Delafield says that women are tired of endless jars and bottles that cost so much time and money. She says that more than one cream is just nonsense.
But can just one cream do everything for your skin?
It certainly can. That is, if it's Ann Delafield's all-purpose deep cream. Here's a cleansing cream, face cream, night cream, eye and throat cream. All creams in one. A special blend of all the fine, rich, natural oils so necessary and good for care of your skin.
Sounds wonderful. Does Ann Delafield have makeup, too?
Yes, indeed. She's designed a whole new, no-nonsense cosmetic line just for you modern women. There are vitamins for true beauty from within. Fine powder with built-in foundation. Everything you need for looking your loveliest.
All this must be pretty expensive.
But you're wrong. You'll find that the Ann Delafield Cosmetics give you most for your cosmetic dollar and save you so much time as well. So look for them today at Rexall drugstores everywhere. And now back to tonight's adventure with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Well, Walt's enlightening bit of information certainly seemed important, so I sat down to try and figure out exactly what I had to date. My client, Quimby, had come into my office and hired me to locate a missing night watchman named Arthur Block because $50,000 in gems had been pilfered from Quimby's shop. The gems belonged to a particularly disgusting character named Philip J. Lansdowne. The missing night watchman, Block, was still missing. And by the looks of his room, he'd skipped without taking anything with him And by the look of his landlady, I couldn't blame him. Well, I tied it all together, and the conclusion was amazingly simple. I had exactly nothing.
Hey, I got something hot, Lieutenant. At 211 on River Street. They fished the guy out of the bay at the end of Pier 16. Identified as one Arthur Block.
Hey.
That's your missing night watchman, isn't it?
That's his name.
They bring the body in?
Yeah, it's down the morgue now.
Get Quimby down there for identification. Here's his phone number.
Does Block have any family or anything?
I don't know, but you might check with his landlady. She can get you an identification, too.
Otis, get this Quimby and the landlady. Take him down to the morgue. We're going up to see Verdier in ballistics.
Right.
Here's the slug, Lieutenant.
Huh? Almost like a ball.
This is really most amazing. That slug was fired from a weapon made in 1831 by Samuel Colt. He patented it in Europe in 1835 and in the U.S. in 1836.
What did the gun look like?
Well, it was the forerunner of the Colt 44. A single barrel with a revolving breech carried 5 slugs. During the Fieschi Revolution in France in 1834, Fieschi had a rifle made like it. Tried to assassinate Louis Philippe.
Lieutenant.
Well, what is it, you mallet head?
Call just came over with a hot shot. That guy, Philip Lasdown, said someone had busted into his house and tried to rob him. He said he chased the guy off, but he was screaming for protection.
Come on, Walt. I think we better go over there. Well, things were beginning to shape up. Walt and I piled in the squad car and headed for Long Island, the house of Philip J. Lasdown. When we got there, Lasdown was hopping around like a kangaroo with a hot foot.
Fine state of affairs. It's getting so a man isn't even safe in his own home. What's the city coming to? A police force is obviously second only to the Boy Scout.
Now, calm down, Mr.
Calm down, my
Lasdown.
good fellow. I have no intention of calming down. How would you enjoy walking into your own living room and there, slinking around in the dark, a pathological fiend intent on robbing you of your most priceless possession?
What was he after?
My Buddha. The object of your particularly uncouth interrogation of this afternoon, Mr. Diamond. By the way, where were you 40 minutes ago?
Oh, relax. Did you get a look at this guy?
The lights were out.
Well, did he take you, Buddha?
He most certainly did not. But had I not walked in at the precise moment, he would probably be carrying it piggyback through the middle of Times Square. And your observing police force would undoubtedly stop traffic for him.
That's the Buddha right over there, Walt.
Keep your hands off it.
Now, look, Lassie, you called the police. The police are here, so relax before someone puts their foot in that big mouth.
Well, really?
Yeah, really. You're getting ready to leave town, aren't you?
I don't see that that's any concern of yours, Lieutenant.
Well, Buster, in case you don't know it, you're the #1 suspect in a killing.
I beg your pardon?
Do you own any antique guns?
Guns? Sir, I do not collect weapons of any sort. I demand to know what you mean when you say I'm suspected of killing.
The night watchman at Quimby's antique shop was shot to death and dumped in the river.
The night watchman again. I told Mr. Diamond once that my association with the night watchman was as ridiculous as General MacArthur sending Stallion a charm bracelet.
Nothing's been touched on the Buddha?
Nothing. I assume that the thief knew the value of the ruby eyes.
Has there been any publicity about the Buddha?
Some.
Walt, come here.
You excuse us a second, Mr. Lasdown?
You couldn't make it a year, could you?
Charming fellow.
Yeah. Look, Walt. In some way, the night watchman, the missing gems, Lasdown, and his Buddha are all mixed up together.
Okay, so what? We haven't even got the murder weapon.
Well, if the night watchman did swipe the jewels out of the safe, then someone probably killed him for them.
Yeah, that figures.
If he was planning on stealing them, wouldn't he be all ready to skip town?
Sure.
Well, he hadn't packed a thing. His apartment hadn't been touched.
Oh, well, that's not much.
Okay. If someone wanted to get that Buddha, why not break in the store?
Because it's easier to break into a house out on Long Island.
The Buddha was just moved this afternoon. Who knew Lasdown took it?
Yeah.
And if the potential thief is mixed up with the original jewel theft, why didn't he grab the rubies in the store?
I never thought of that.
No. I think he wanted that Buddha for something else. Oh, Lasdown.
What do you want?
Is there anything else about that Buddha besides the eyes?
I told you once it's a very rare piece.
Yeah, aside from that, could anyone hide something in it?
Hide something? Why, yes, of course. It's hollow. The whole back swings open. Wealthy families used to place their valuable possessions inside the Buddha for protection.
Show us.
Certainly. There you are. You see, the space inside is quite... Good grief.
Don't touch it.
Isn't that a gun?
Certainly is, and there may be fingerprints on it.
Well, I assure you that does not belong to me.
Do you know anything about a gun like this?
Well, only that it's apparently very old. An antique.
8 to 5, that's the one that killed the night watchman. Give me a handkerchief.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you'll have to postpone your trip, Mr. Lasdown.
Well, I've already purchased my ticket.
Have you any idea why the night watchman was killed last night?
None whatsoever.
All of those uncut gems you had consigned to Quimby were stolen.
What?
That's right.
Well, why wasn't I notified?
Because Mr. Quimby thought I could recover them before you found out.
That Shylock, that deceitful little pipsqueak. After all the business I've given him.
Come on, Walt.
I shall personally take extreme delight in exposing him as a discredit to his profession.
Come on. You won't leave town, will you, Lassie, old boy?
You have my word, sir. At least not until I've dealt with that traitor personally.
But he's a suspect. We can't leave him. Rick! Rick!
With Walt protesting all the way, we climbed in the squad car and pulled it down the street to wait. In about 2 minutes flat, Lasdown came streaming out of the house, piled into his own car, and took off for the city with us right behind. A half an hour later, we watched him go into a building on the east side, and we followed. The mailbox gave us Quimby's apartment, and by the time we reached the floor, we could hear Lasdown raising his blood pressure up past the boiling point.
How dare you! How dare you!
Please, Mr. Lasdown.
After all these years, Quimby, this is
He's
unforgivable.
really going at it.
But Mr. Lasdown, you couldn't blame me.
I couldn't do anything else but blame you, Quimby. There's no excuse.
Please, the neighbors.
I'm sure your neighbors will only be the first to hear of this atrocity.
When they find the night watchman.
They have found it.
You are?
Floating in that filthy river out there. And who put that gun in my Buddha?
You found it?
False. You knew it was there.
That does it.
No, I don't know anything about it.
Liar! Why did you think I found it? The police discovered it.
The police?
Yes. They believe it's the same gun that killed... Quimby, you didn't.
What's going on?
I don't know. We'd better get in it.
Quimby, no.
We'd sure better.
No, don't shoot!
Stop it, Quimby!
No.
You all right, Rick?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You imagine such effrontery? That assassin's apprentice was going to shoot me.
Here's his gun, Walt.
Looks like I got him in the leg.
I can't believe it. I, Philip J. Lasdown, being subjected to such distasteful melodrama.
I'll call an ambulance.
I haven't viewed such a spectacle since I was 8 and a half. Sitting in the balcony of the Savannah Opera House, watching a third-class road company chase Little Eva across the ice.
I can imagine, Lassie. Now, let's have a look at Quimby. Come on, Quimby. Better tell me about it. You killed the night watchman with that antique gun.
Yes, I kept the gun in my desk at the office. I was taking the jewels from the safe to make it look like robbery when Block came on duty. He was early, and he surprised me. Shot him and hid the gun in the Buddha.
That's why you were so shocked when Lasdown came and got it today.
Yes, when you told me he was leaving town, I feared he would take the Buddha with him and discover the gun inside.
It was you who broke into my house this evening.
Yes, Mr. Lasdown.
The wagon's on the way.
Well, Mr. Lasdown, you were pretty lucky.
What a revolting display of uncontrolled emotions.
Lasdown!
Oh, my goodness. Mr. Lasdown's fainted.
Why were you so late, Rick?
Oh, I got mixed up with a screwy one. I was going to leave the station earlier, but Otis got to discussing Freud with a very learned gentleman named Lasdown.
Otis was discussing Freud.
Mm-hmm, it's true. Couldn't tear myself away. Seems, according to Otis, that this year Freud plays second base for Brooklyn. Then we got around to Kenzie and discovered he was batting 200.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Neither did I, but Otis explained he'd been in a slump all season.
You and your friends.
I hate to mention it, but you qualify in that league.
Oh, but you love me.
I do not. I just breathe hard from an irritated sinus condition.
Well, use the condition and sing me a song.
Okay.
What are you going to sing?
I don't think it's any of your business.
Oh, that's a nice song. How does it go?
Well, you pick one.
All right. Let's see. No. I like...
New York in June. How about you?
That's cute.
I like a Gershwin tune. How about you?
I love it.
I love a fireside when a storm is due. I like potato chips, moonlight motor trips. How about you? I'm mad about good books, can't get my fill. And Doug MacArthur's looks give me a thrill. Holding hands in a movie show when all the lights are low may not be new, but I like it. How about you?
I like it.
You like me?
Well,
Come here. Oh, well, do you?
I don't think it's any of your business.
If your summer fun is being spoiled by the misery of athlete's foot, your Rexall family druggist has a great new product for you. It's Aerosol Fungi Rex, a greaseless, stainless spray-on relief that's easy, quick, and clean. Fingertip-controlled spray eliminates messy application, gives positive coverage to the entire infected area, and all the burning, itching, and discomfort of athlete's foot are quickly relieved. Ask for Aerosol Fungi Rex. That's Fungi-REX. Aerosol Fungi Rex at Rexall drugstores everywhere. Good health to all from Rexall. Richard Diamond, Private Detective, stars Dick Powell in the title role and was written by Blake Edwards, with music composed and conducted by Frank Worth. Dick Powell directed the RKO production Split Second, which is now in release, and his latest film appearance was in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer award-winning The Bad and the Beautiful. Heard in tonight's cast were Virginia Gregg, Howard McNear, Jeanette Nolan, John McIntyre, Arthur Q. Bryan, Wilms Herbert, and Harold Dianfort. Richard Diamond, Private Detective is transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. This is Bill Foreman inviting you to be with us next Sunday at this time when Rexall Drug Products again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. Now get new and better relief from acid upset stomach. Try Bismarex Gel, the new liquid antacid that gives four-way relief. Bismarex Gel contains aluminum hydroxide for the plus benefits of absorbing and neutralizing excess stomach acid and leaving a protective covering. Ask for Bismarex Gel, Bisma-REXGEL, Bismarex Gel at Rexall drugstores everywhere.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
I was right. That was the summer replacement for Amos and Andy for the summer of 1953. Dick Powell, Richard Diamond, Private Detective, 72 years ago today, June 21st, 1953, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, a letter to Adolf Hitler.
Ladies, there's one war job that you and only you can do. I mean the saving of waste fats and oils. Every drop of used fat is vitally needed for military medicines and supplies, and for supplies on the home front, such as fabrics, paints, and soaps. That fat has to come from your kitchen. Don't fall down on your war job. Save all used fats in a clean can, and the minute the can is full, take it right down to your butcher. He'll pay you 4 cents plus 2 red ration points for every pound you turn in.
Now a short-run series from the summer of 1942, produced in cooperation with the Council for Democracy, a series of letters written by ordinary Americans to Adolf Hitler. This is from June 21st, 1942. Raymond Massey, portraying an American farmer, and his letter to Hitler.
Dear Adolf, a letter to Hitler. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with the Council for Democracy, presents Dear Adolf, a series of 6 narrative letters written each week by Stephen Vincent Benet, one of the nation's greatest poet-writers. These broadcasts are based upon actual letters written to Hitler by Americans. Our first program presents Raymond Massey, distinguished actor of stage, screen, and radio, relating the views of an American farmer as he addresses a letter to Hitler.
Will you get me the pen and ink, Mother? I want to write a letter. Got time enough for once. Weather looks as if it would hold. No, I'm not going to write to the boy. Wrote him last week to the camp and told him how things were going. He knows how it is. He was brought up on a farm. But there's lots of folks don't know. Got it on my mind ever since the boy went away. Kind of boiling and steaming up in me to say a few things to that fellow over in Germany that started all this trouble. Want to tell him just who I am and what I'm thinking. Maybe it's time I did. Got the pen, Mother? Oh, thank you. Now, you just let me think it out. Dear Adolph, this is me. This is me, one American farmer. 6 million farms and over in this country, last census. 6 million places where we can raise food for freedom. Food for the men on the ships and the men in the planes. Food for the boys like my boy in his soldier clothes. Food for Ed Summers' boy on his destroyer and Gus Taub's boy over in his tank plant. Food for all kinds of folks I'll never see in my life who are fighting on our side. My farm's just one of 6 million. But I want to say this. We're all against you, Adolf. Every bushel of wheat in this country is against you. Every furrow we plowed this spring, we plowed against you. Every time a hen lays an egg, that egg's against you. Every time an Iowa hog puts on another pound, that pound's against you. Against you and all your works, because we don't like you and can't stand you, and we're bound and determined to get rid of you, whatever it costs us all. Ever think what it means to rouse up a free people, Adolf? Guess not. You see, we farmers don't talk much, never have. You can read in the papers about us, parity prices and such, but that's politics. That isn't our story. Our story is weather and land and the things that stay. The wind around the corner of the barn and the lambs in March. The look of a well-lined field. And the reason a man likes to grow things. The reason it's a satisfaction. The reason a man will put up with hail and drought and blight and blizzard and corn borers. Put up with them and cuss them out and fight them all his life and get through somehow. Just because he's got a fool idea in his head that that's what he was born to do. You hitched up the wrong horse when you thought that farmers can't fight, Adolf. Farmers are used to fighting. They fight every day in the year. You can call us cantankerous and slow to change. You can call us independent, too, because that's what we are. Our own government's found that out, and you're going to find it out, too. We're labor and capital, both. We got everything to lose if you win, and we know it. We didn't pay undue attention to your goings-on across the water at first, though we didn't like the way you took on about races and such. We don't ask if our neighbors are Aryans. We just ask if they're good neighbors. And when you started spreading all over Europe like a mess of tent caterpillars, well, it looked for a while as if other folks could do the spraying. But Pearl Harbor and the way those Japanese beetles acted just touched us off. Now we're mad. We're mad, and we're out to get you, Adolph. Get you and your pals, every one of us. And when we say you and your pals, we mean just that. We mean this Mussolini that you got cooped up in Italy like a broody hen. That's a way for a man to act, isn't it? And those smart little sons of heaven that took their farms away from the Chinese. We don't like that sort of thing. We don't mean to stand it. And most of all, we'll be immortally damned if we have it here. Sorry, Mother, I just lost my temper a minute. Want to know what we're saying all over the country, us farmers? This is it. There's a woman up in New Hampshire, and she says,
I can't fire a gun, but bless you, I can keep firing this sausage out of here for the folks that need it to fight on.
There's a fellow over in Maryland. He's had hard luck, as you can tell. But he says,
the orchard's worthless. Peas suffered from drought. Potatoes suffered from drought. Sow has no pigs. 3 cows culled. Pipeline rusted and busted, but I'm keeping on. I read about how our soldiers need more food for us farmers, and they'll get it from me if I have to bust myself wide open.
There's an acre in the South, one of many acres in the South, and a sign on it says,
I hereby dedicate this acre of my cropland to James Walls, my soldier in the service of the United States.
There's a fellow who writes into the FSA, and he says,
I have a brother and brother-in-law already in service, and many close friends. Some of them have already been killed, and I'm willing to work for small profits so those boys will have everything they need and the best we can give them. I want to show these dirty backstabbers what a country of God-loving and free people can do, or the last one of us die trying.
And this is a lady down in Alabama. I know that kind of lady, and we got a lot of her. I'd like you to pay attention to this one, Adolph.
My husband's been ill, but I'll tell you what I and 2 girls did in 41. We made 100 bushels of corn and a ton of peanuts, 20 bushels of peas, 20 bushels of Irish potatoes, and 40 bushels of sweet potatoes. A good garden, 1 bale of cotton, raise about 200 chickens and have plenty of eggs. And 11 months ago, a friend gave us a little pig. I fed him with a spoon, and last December I butchered this pig. He weighed around 400 pounds. If I could get the hogs and where to fix a hog pasture, I could do more. Because this is the ladies' war, same as the men. And I pledge myself in 42 I'll double the amount of 41. I will raise 2 hogs for the boys in service, 1 for myself. I have Pearl Harbor wrote down on my heart.
That's it, Adolph. That's our answer. The answer of our part of the home front. They won't be flying e-pennants from the silos, and we won't be getting medals or decorations. But we've got Pearl Harbor written down on our hearts. Pearl Harbor and Wake Island and the names of the dead. We'll work for them and fight the earth for them. We'll produce as we've never produced before. The government's asking for milk. 125 billion pounds of milk. 8 billion and a half more pounds than last year. They'll get it. How's the milk in Germany, Adolph? How much are your people getting? You promised them guns and butter. How many guns would they swap for some of our butter? How much milk are your soldiers getting on the Russian front? How much milk are their families getting, the families they left behind? Do you even know? All over America, we're raising the food for freedom. No, it isn't an easy job. I'll be frank about that. You see, we can afford to be frank. We don't have to lie to our own folks to get things done. We've got to work harder, every farmer, because with the Army and the war industries, there'll be less and less help we can hire. We got to patch up the farm machinery and make it do, because it's more important right now to make bombs to drop on you than it is to make farm machinery. We'll get prices that may sound high, but we'll make less on the year. Feed's up and labor's up. There won't be $23 hogs in this war, but we won't be slave labor afterwards. We'll feel the pinch like the rest and go through like the rest. My hands are getting stiff, but I can still milk. My store suit's getting old, but I won't be needing it much. I take good care of my car, but I'd rather have freedom than new tires. Why are we doing it, Adolph? Well, that's something you wouldn't understand. We like freedom. Our government's not telling us to do this with machine guns. Our government's saying, can you do it? And we're saying 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. My boy wrote me from his camp this spring, and he said,
Of course, I am lonesome sometimes because I miss the folks and home on the farm in the hills. I know our soil's none too rich after use and misuse by many generations of farmers, and some of it is stony. But I know our hills are green now. I don't know why, but I love them most when the snow drifts deep under the hemlocks and shakes down from the trees when I walk through with my gun and my dog. No time's too long to fight to keep our home in the hills safe and free.
And I feel just the way my boy does. That's the way I feel about this country. It's too big for puny affairs and small potatoes. It's too big for grumbling and name-calling and holding back in the pinch. And it's too immortally big for you, or folks like you, to meddle with or put your brand on. We'll choke you with wheat and corn, Adolph. We'll drown you in York State milk. We'll smother you with cotton and soybeans and roll you up in the middle of a big Wisconsin cheese. The earth roused up against you, Adolph. The prairies and the plains, the black earth down in the delta, and the little hillside farms where you have to plow between the stones. There's 6 million farms against you, Adolph. 6 million farms, and they're farmers. The men with the slow talk and the sunburned back to their necks. The women who know that a farm woman's day never ends. And we're not a special class or a special interest. We're part of something and working for something that's bigger than any of us. Something big as the sky above us and fertile as the earth underfoot. It's called the United States, Adolph, and she was born in freedom. That right, Mother?
You have just heard Dear Adolph, starring Raymond Massey, the first of a series of 6 narrative letters written each week by Stephen Vincent Benet and presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with the Council for Democracy. The program was directed by Lester O'Keefe, with original music composed by Tom Bennett and conducted by Joseph Stopak. These broadcasts are based upon actual letters written to Hitler by Americans. Won't you send in your own letter to Dear Adolph? Listen next week to an American businessman's letter to Hitler, with Melvin Douglas as narrator. Copies of today's Dear Adolph letter from a farmer may be secured without cost by writing directly to the Council for Democracy, 11 West 42nd Street, New York City. This program came to you from New York.
War propaganda at its best. And Hollywood could do it, couldn't they? 83 years ago, June 21st, 1942, Dear Adolph on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Good stuff to bring you, especially since summertime we don't have a lot of our most popular shows. But we do have some popular shows coming up tomorrow, including the CBS Radio Workshop, Crime and Peter Chambers, Counter Spy, also from 83 years ago, Tales of the Texas Rangers from 73 years ago, and The Couple Next Door. We'll see you tomorrow. Have yourself a great Saturday. We'll see you Sunday. For more Classic Radio Theater, I'm Wyatt Cox.